Hey, little guy, how's the sorting going?
I'm not getting rid of my ribbons. Oh.
Oh, what it is, guys. Today we're here to check out a video called LOIS Griffin, the most psychotic character in Family Guy.
Over Family Guy's 23 seasons, Lois has gone crazy plenty of times. Here's 10 episodes focused on when she was completely unhinged. Let's kick things off with Customer of the Week. Lois is feeling run down from having to take care of her family so much that, like most moms, she can only find comfort in coffee.
Morning, Kyle, Lisa, Kyle H.
Morning, Lois. The usual?
You know it. How are the muffins this morning, Lisa? Oh, not the banana nut, because I know you're allergic to nuts.
Good memory.
Well, it's what makes you so unique. Anyway, let me put in my card. I got one with a chip on it. It's like we're living in the Star Wars.
Are you in line for the bathroom?
No.
Then move!
Oh.
Give me the key!
When Lois isn't picked as Customer of
Prairie
the
Dog.
Week, she decides she's going
He
to get
ain't
on the
gonna
board
make
no
it.
matter what.
Anything else today?
You know what? That piece of artwork for sale on the wall.
That's my painting.
You are very talented. How much do I owe you?
$600.
It's important to support local artists by spending a year's worth of co-pays on a painting of a bridge.
By the way, I told you, nobody could tell I was drinking.
It
No
is
one
not.
cares.
Here, take this. Start recording right before they say my name.
This week's Customer of the Week is Terry New Customer.
Wow, this is so unexpected because I'm such a new customer.
So even despite her trying to be friendly and support the employees, they still won't name her Customer of the Week. To be fair, I'd be pissed too. She complains to her family and goes off on a lot of personal details about the employees. When Chris gives her an idea, you just know she's gonna take way too far.
What is it? Do they hate me?
You know, Mom, if you really want to get noticed, you should save one of their lives. There was a kid who got a whole page in the yearbook because he saved a kid who had a peanut allergy.
I have a peanut allergy.
That kid was a hero.
Yes, I'll be a hero, and then they'll have to make me Customer of the Week.
Why is this
Oh,
story
idea.
all about Mom this week? Are we giving Seth's voice a rest?
Yes?
So when Seth MacFarlane needs a rest, Lois gets fucking crazy episodes. Good to know. Lois tries to give Lisa an allergic reaction from peanuts, and holy shit, it does not go well.
Just pour some of these Planters peanuts into Lisa's car. Okay, I wait for her to get in her car. Okay, there she is. She's walking to her car. Damn it.
Oh! Oh!
Oh, good.
Alright, so Lois almost committed murder. How much worse can she get before the end of the episode?
Promise that if one of your baristas ever gets into an accident, I'll go to the hospital too.
That's all I wanted to hear.
Apparently someone put peanuts in her car and she's deathly allergic.
Do they have any leads on who could have done it?
They're going to check the parking lot surveillance tape to see who did.
Lois?
Yo!
Put the phone down, Kyle H. Are you scared,
Yep, gotta kill
Kyle
him.
H? This isn't scary. You can give me your absolute trust, or I can get you hooked on heroin.
You can trust me. I have a cat. Someone needs to feed him.
Now, a bad person would say, who cares here? I will take care of your cat.
Kidnapping. That's how much worse it can get. So she heads over to Kyle's house to feed his cat, but runs into his roommates.
Who are you?
I'm Kyle H's cat sitter.
Why do you have his laser pointer and Heisenberg keychain?
His keychain flare is how he expresses his quirkiness. He must be in danger.
Oh!
You can't leave us like this, lady.
And why is everyone acting like this is my fault? I'm a good person. Here, drink whatever you think a day's worth of water is.
You can't leave us like this. I promised my boyfriend that I'd make a meal for his grandmother's meal train.
What are you supposed to make?
Beef Wellington?
For tonight?
Yeah, why? Is that hard?
Yes!
This is turning into one of those classic web of lies plots where things only get worse and worse. So Lois almost killed someone, kidnapped a guy, and then left 2 other guys tied up. And now, worse of all, she has to make beef Wellington.
I've never even had that before.
Okay.
Oh, they got her?
Lois,
I'm a good person, Joe.
you can finish the dishes, and then I gotta take you in.
Can't take her away, Joe.
And you can put in 1 load of laundry. Then I gotta take you in. After that, you can write down the Wi-Fi login. Then I gotta take you in.
What a charming place this is. Look, you do a customer of the week. With the morning I've had, better make it a large.
Hey, that's funny.
There you go. And there you go. Could have said thank you. I must be a pretty good person to give a 5.
So in the end, she's gonna repeat everything over again just to be customer of the week at some coffee place. It's a pretty great ending. Next up in Lethal Weapons, Leafers from New York come to Quahog and ruin the town.
The summer tourists are gone, and we finally have the town to ourselves before those idiots from New York show up to watch the leaves change and take over the whole place.
Leafers! We gotta get out of here.
I don't know what a leafer is.
Hurry, Peter.
Oh,
They're
boy.
almost here.
We're too late! Yo, Matty, check out those colors. Yellow like a taxi, orange like the ball at the Knicks game, and red like the sauce on my Mamma Mia's Gugats. Beautiful.
Meanwhile, Lois joins Bonnie in taking a taijutsu class and develops some sick fighting skills. When Peter tries to drive away the Leafers, he gets Lois involved, and she defends him and beats the shit out of them.
Ah! I am a man-eating tree. Go back to New York or I will eat you. Leave my land or I will smite you with my powerful limb.
Give me that branch.
Oh, get off of me!
Oh, my God. Stop fighting.
Holy crap! Look at the garbage those damn leafers dumped on our lawn.
I'm sick and tired of hearing you whine about the Leafers. Take some action.
That was strangely arousing. Ow! Hello, 911? It's Quagmire. Yeah, it's in a window this time.
Excuse me, New Yorker. I think you're in my seat, and I had sex with your mother last night.
What did you say?
Hey,
What the hell are you doing?
is your refrigerator running? Because if it is, it probably runs like you. Very homosexually. What?
Oh, you wanna dance?
That's right. Go back where you came from, you bastards.
Lois ends up becoming way too aggressive, and it starts affecting the rest of her family.
What you looking at?
The underpants. Lose them.
You know, maybe tomorrow or...
Take them off.
Yeah, okay, honey.
Whoa! What the hell are you doing?
Run along, Stewie. Daddy had a rough night.
I'm going to go find something to strike you with. Excuse me.
Good morning. Peter, you look terrible. What happened?
Last night, Lois was the man. I didn't cry.
Oh, no. Peter! This is my fault. This is my fault. I brought violence into this house.
Lois and Peter take Stewie to see a psychiatrist, and he suggests they need to manage their own anger for the sake of their children. They end up trying some funny group activities to calm them down.
I know I went a little overboard with my taijutsu, but from now on, we're not going to have any more anger in this house. The psychologist wants us to try an exercise called role reversal. I'll go first. Don't listen to your mother, kids. She's worthless and dumb, and ignore her and only listen to me. Peter.
I'm Lois. I break for yard sales, but I don't let Peter buy anything he likes.
I'm the dog. I'm well-read and have a diverse stock portfolio. I'm not above eating grass clippings and regurgitating them on the small braided rug near the door.
I'm a pompous little antichrist who will probably abandon my plans for world domination when I grow up and fall in love with a rough trick named Jim.
I'm sick of Lois's anger management techniques, Brian. They're not working.
What about the writing angry letters and not sending them exercise?
Oh, geez, I wasn't supposed to send those?
For the first 4 years of your life, I thought you were a house cat. Dad!
Mine just says, Dear Lois, and after that, it looks like someone just spit on the paper.
Everybody relax. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but we need to get our anger under control before we kill each other. My psychiatrist gave me these pills.
We're not taking pills. It's not natural.
Neither is bleaching the hair on your upper lip.
Give us the pills.
Absolutely savage comebacks from everyone. Things get so bad that they take some of Brian's medication and have a powwow singing songs.
Mother Africa.
Oh, that was fun.
You guys want to hear something really funny? Those pills I gave you were placebos.
I just sang Ladysmith Black Mambazo for nothing?
Don't you use that tone of voice, you...
What were you gonna say? It's just for a name. Miss Pony Express is in. You just hit me. Kicking Lois.
Go, Dad!
Shut up! This is all Dad's fault!
I don't like to be touched!
Holy shit, this is probably one of my favorite scenes from the show. They all just go to town on each other. In the end, they put the blame on TV instead of taking accountability.
Glad we got that out of our systems.
I think it's all the TV we watch.
And shame on the network that puts this junk on the air.
Our next episode is Throw It Away, and this may be one of Lois's most fucking insane episodes in the series. Lois drags Peter to the flow, hosted by Joyce Kinney, and actually, check out this first scene. This shit is so funny.
Hi, ladies, and welcome to the flow. I wanted to come out here personally and say hi to my fans. Let's get everyone up, 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 and dancing like maniacs.
Yep, step over.
Dude, Peter is drowning in women. So Trisha Takanawa comes onto the flow and is promoting her new book. She tells everyone to throw away the things that don't kindle joy. And Lois gets way too into the idea. Like, way too fucking into it.
Tell us about your book.
It's called Throw It Away, the life-improving art of decluttering. If it kindles joy, you keep it. But if no joy, you throw it away.
Kids! Peter! Get down here! Everyone, I just read Trisha Takanawa's book, and it was really inspiring. So I want everyone to go through every single item you own, and if it doesn't kindle joy, throw it away. Now get to it.
This is such a midlife crisis thing for Lois to do. Read one book and then base your whole identity around it. So everyone throws away things that don't kindle joy, but Peter's having trouble getting rid of shit. We even get a reference to an older episode.
Peter, there's nothing in your throwaway pile.
I'm keeping everything. Everything kindles joy.
That can't be true.
Oh, look, my box of ribbons I've saved from various presents. That's a good ribbon. This is a good ribbon, too.
Hey, little guy, how's the sorting going?
I'm not getting rid of my ribbons. Oh!
Peter, that's like your 50th bag. What could possibly be in there?
Have you not heard?
Ryan, no!
Everybody's by the birds. Wait a minute, didn't we destroy that?
I glued it. Surfing Bird finds a way.
Surfing Bird will never die. Eventually, Lois realizes that even Peter is clutter, and she gets rid of him. This is when shit starts getting out of hand.
Just rolled around in the sand and brought home this bucket of alive crabs.
When the clutter is gone, the path to happiness is clear. Peter, you don't kindle joy.
What are you saying?
I don't think I can have you in the house right now.
You can't kick me out of my own house. A house that I pay for, that your parents pay for entirely, but I get to put the mortgage coupon in the mailbox? That your parents pay for entirely using auto draft from their account while I put a pretend mortgage coupon that says not legal tender into Stewie's Sesame Street mailbox? What's happening again?
I'm asking you to leave the house.
The house that I pay for?
I cut down that skit a lot, but goddamn does it go on for a while. Even the rest of the family isn't safe from Lois's decluttering, so she throws them to the curb too, to live with Peter in a storage unit with the rest of their stuff.
Do you need those hats?
It's the foundation of my look, but we can discuss it.
Let's just see what you look like without... Wow!
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, Mom.
Carrying clutter, I'll just throw it out.
That was a whole pizza.
You're surprised about a pizza? She threw out a whole guy.
What the is this?
I've never seen it before.
I don't know.
She's got your time machine.
Ew. Gross.
And give me those glasses. They're cluttering up your face. Chris, I will not have your comic strip anger cluttering up my house. Get it out of here.
You've made me 1930s work whistle angry!
Get out of my house!
You know, Lois, one could argue that your bra is clutter.
Nice try, dirtbag. Leave.
Might as well go out on my terms.
I cluttered my pants. It did not kindle joy.
She's completely lost it. She gets rid of everything in their house, and it looks like a scene straight out of The Matrix. But even Lois realizes she's become a psycho, and she can't handle it.
Well, that does it. I got rid of all the clutter. My house is at peace, so I am at peace. You're all alone and sad. But I did what the book said. I did it all. Why am I still not happy? It looks like there's only one thing left to get rid of.
Nope, don't do it.
She's not here. Come on. Wow, everything's gone.
What's that?
It was my fault, not yours. Goodbye.
You don't think she killed herself, do you?
We're gonna need professional help. I gotta call Joe.
Hello?
Joe, are you in my kitchen?
No.
What are you doing?
No.
Yes?
Hey, bud.
Do they have the French bread pizza?
Not a good time, Bond.
The family heads for Mount Asia, but how did they know where Lois was going?
Dad, how can you be so sure Mom is at Mount Asia?
We cut a whole scene where we figured it out. You gotta just trust me.
Well, maybe the scene will make it in if I ever do another video on deleted scenes. They find Lois and try to stop her from jumping off the bridge, but Peter does more harm than good here.
Lois! Lois, don't do it!
Don't come any closer!
Please don't jump! Please! I love you! Lois!
Where did you live?
Lois, are you okay?
I was saved by garbage! Everything's garbage, and garbage is wonderful!
So it turns out she wasn't actually going to jump, she just went there to think. The episode ends with Lois realizing what a complete psycho she was. Probably should have realized that before you threw away all of your possessions. Lois continues being deranged in A Bottle episode. Yeah, it's a weird ass name, but in this episode, Lois swoops an Airbnb for the family to take a vacation.
We got the house, guys.
What house, Mom?
The Airbnb in Nantucket we wanted for the 4th of July. Pack your bags because we leave tomorrow.
I thought you said July 4th. It's October.
We always celebrate our holidays off-peak to save money.
Well, this feels forced.
This is our first Airbnb. That's a huge mom milestone.
You know, I heard that every time someone says Airbnb, a white woman can hear it from 5 miles away.
I believe that.
Sounds like the Pelican got her Airbnb.
They have a good time, and Lois decides to book another stay at the same house, only to realize she's been banned for stealing a bottle of shampoo.
So, Mom, did you ever find out what was stolen from that Nantucket house?
It was a bottle of shampoo I must have packed in my bag.
You did it?
How big was the bottle?
No, it was small.
Would it pass through airport security? That's the threshold.
It was very little.
Oh, now it's little. You're all over the place.
Yo, that's borderline huge, Mom.
There was barely any liquid left in it.
It made an audible thud when you put it down.
We paid a lot of money for that house, and taking the ass end of a shampoo bottle barely makes a dent into their haul.
Definitive proof that your mother always describes big things as being smaller than they are. Did you hear that, Chris?
We've all seen it, Dad.
So she meets the house's owner, Dottie, in person to return the bottle and clear things up. Dottie isn't having her shit, and she pretty much gets canceled, like she posted some shitty take on Twitter.
Thanks for agreeing to meet me here, Dottie. You know, I wanted to clear the air with you about that bottle of shampoo. We did take it by mistake. I wanted to return it to you personally.
You could have just put it in the mail.
It was important I did this in person. I was thinking maybe you could change your review.
No, I can't do that.
But I returned the bottle.
I write the reviews of my guests based on their behavior while they're in my home. You only brought it back because you got caught. You're proving what I wrote about you was correct.
Can we turn that bell off?
That bell was the only item recovered from a shipwreck that devastated our island. Why am I telling you? James Taylor wrote a whole song about it.
94 souls set out on that
wanna
day.
hear the song.
Only a bell came back.
Shut up, James Taylor.
I think you should leave.
You got your shampoo back, and you officially got me canceled.
You stole the shampoo, Lois.
I heard it had a pump.
I can't let her win.
So her psychotic plan is to stake out Dottie's house to find her weakness. She discovers Dottie uses DoorDash, and Lois becomes a driver just to leave her a bad customer review and ruin her reputation.
What's your weakness, Dottie? DoorDash, that's it?
Ring-a-ding-ding, ring-a-ding-ding-a-ring.
Hello, Dottie. And delivery complete. It looks like it's my turn to give someone a review. Wouldn't it be a shame if one of only 2 DoorDash drivers on the island gave you a poor review? You might actually have to leave the house for food during the winter season.
Hey, what do you want? Money?
You're gonna take out your phone, open up Airbnb, then change that review.
Okay. Would host again.
Send.
So that's it.
That's it. This is over.
You'd think that'd be the end of things, but Lois cranks the psycho meter to 11 and goes on the craziest white mom rant you've ever heard.
You know what, Dottie? I did steal that shampoo. I was always gonna steal that shampoo. And do you know why? When I stood in your shower, I felt like somebody else. Somebody who had enough disposable cash that she could buy a scented shampoo. And I wanted that feeling to last. Really, I should be thanking you for reminding me of who I am. So if you ever think of giving someone a bad review again, remember this. We know where you live.
Next up, we have Stewie's first word. The Griffins head to church, but when Stewie realizes he's not getting cookies during the coffee service, he loses his shit and says his first word.
Are you streaming Mindhunter in church? I'm trying to stream Mindhunter in church. Freaking guest Wi-Fi. I hate this. I just want my cookies so I can go home.
Now please join me in silent prayer. I remind you that, in honor of Lent, today's coffee service will not include Chewy Chips Ahoy.
Hey, Stewie said his first word.
We have to leave right now and go straight to breakfast. Unbelievable. Let's go!
So this is some weird shit. Stewie has definitely said words that his family and others have understood, but suddenly now this is the first word they hear? It feels like a weird retcon. Even Brian says it's weird that they all understood him now. Lois is shunned from the neighborhood when they all hear about Stewie's first word, so she tries to find out where Stewie learned the F-bomb.
Brian, shut off the television. Stewie obviously learned to swear from some TV show.
The only show he watches is Caillou.
And I'm willing to watch every single episode just to prove it.
So Caillou decided to look himself up on Wikipedia.
God, this is dull.
Maybe I'm supposed to be a cancer survivor, and this show is very inspiring.
Lois, are you dead? Can I eat you?
What? You're right. Stewie didn't learn that word from Caillou. I will find the swearer.
Hey, what's with the stairs?
I'm trying to prove that Pete is the one cussing in the house, so I waxed the staircase for him to fall down.
Ouch! Oh, heavens! Oh, goodness gracious!
Peter, when did you become so polite?
I've been hanging out with Caillou's beta dad. I feel like you're wearing what Rachel Maddow would wear to a pumpkin patch.
So if it's not TV or anyone in the house, then where did Stewie learn his first word from? Well, go figure. It's Lois. She throws down an F-bomb of her own right in front of Stewie.
Lois couldn't find the swearer, nor could she remove the voice of the grating Caillou narrator from her head.
Oh, crap. It's the lady with the baby who cussed. Turn off the lights. Shh, quiet, quiet.
I know you're not closed. I see the Instacart people in there emotionlessly filling up their baskets.
Go away!
Please! Ah! It's those antibacterial wipes for the shopping carts! It's burning my eyes! It's me. I'm ruining my child.
I think Stewie has done and said worse things than saying fuck. Actually, I'm pretty sure he's already said it before anyway. But Lois feels awful for being such a bad mother, so she decides to go to a relaxation retreat to deal with her anger.
I feel so awful. I have to deal with my anger and fix myself. So I've decided to attend this relaxation retreat at Vista del Vista Resort.
It sounds really expensive.
Guess you're right. No way we can afford it. Plus, if I go, that means I won't be here to help out around the house or monitor your internet usage every day.
You should go. Yeah, Mom, you should go for sure.
Lois Griffin, my name is Roger.
I feel more relaxed already.
Now sit down and enjoy some spa music that's mostly rain.
So she goes to the resort, and it's just a load of bullshit. It's full of instructors that aren't teaching anything worthwhile.
Good morning, everyone. Let me start with another friendly reminder to please not flush your feminine products. Now it's time for everyone to choose a mantra. It's like a word you say that brings you peace. A special word.
You mean like... No, maybe I'm not perfect, but I'm a good person. There are worse things than occasionally using a swear word. I'm out of here.
This next episode, Prescription Heroin, kicks off with some sick brutality. Lois is bored at home when all of the kids are out at school, so she's binging Netflix like any housewife would do.
The good news is, it's probably really good. The bad news is, it's probably really good.
Have the whole day. I can watch The Office for so long that Netflix has to ask if I'm still alive.
Hey, Lois, is everything okay? Our Netflix says your Netflix is worried about you.
Is that the delivery guy?
Oh, Brian, are you okay? I can't remember if doggy arms are supposed to bend that way. Okay, Bonnie might know if doggy arms are supposed to bend that way. Okay, hang on. She's responding.
Take me.
Typing.
To a hospital?
Damn, dude. Brian gets seriously fucked up. Lois takes him to the vet, and he's prescribed painkillers.
Poor Brian. Have your pain meds kicked in yet?
Oh, yeah.
How does it feel?
Oh, yeah.
Where are you going?
Oh, yeah.
I want a whole yeah. Or maybe just a half of a half, huh?
Half of a whole year.
What? Where am I?
You're on my head, Lois.
Chris Daughtry? $1,000 a show, split 6 ways. Peter's underwear. You've been through a lot, huh? I'm gonna fold you nice.
Lois is tripping so hard that she needs to get more pills. Brian goes through the last of his prescriptions, so she tries to get some from high schoolers, because of course they would have some, right?
If anyone has drugs, it's high school kids under the bleachers.
Oh,
hey, Daddy-O's, anyone want to blast off to Mars?
No, we're picking up trash and organizing a Black Lives Matter rally.
How could you be so selfish?
Hey, Daddy-O's.
They don't have drugs.
Later, alligators.
So if Lois trying to get drugs from kids wasn't enough, she starts trying to scrounge for pills like she's a fucking raccoon or some shit.
Damn it, there's gotta be one more pill in here somewhere. Here, Stewie, time to get nice and clean in your bath.
There's no water in here.
Let's see. Here it is. I just need some water.
Yeah, me too.
That's the last pill.
Yeah, it's up now.
Stewie.
Oh.
You know how Teacher Amy has you dive for rings? Well, this is like that, except it's a pill, and it's not okay if you don't get it.
Daniel!
Come on, you just touched it.
Oh my God, Lois, what are you doing?
Hey, man.
Lois, you need help. I have 1 pill left. It's in my crate, and you may have it.
Brian, I don't see it. What are you doing? Let me out of here, Brian.
Brian locks Lois up and she's forced to sweat out her addiction. It's a crazy sequence that reminds me of when Brian took mushrooms and tripped the fuck out.
I have some coupons for these.
This coupon is expired.
Try another one.
All of these coupons are expired. Looks like someone didn't study for groceries. Also, you're naked and you're falling and you're falling and you're falling and your teeth are coming out too.
Daddy, will you come to my recital?
Can't you see I'm busy? You'll probably end up with the first fat slob she meets.
Lois, you stand on trial for drug use prompted by mom-related boredom. Guilty.
Guilty. You're on mute, Jarrell.
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay, we got you.
Guilty.
Remind me next time I want to relax to give Lois a call. She knows how to go on a trip. But let's keep it going with a Christmas episode and see how much Lois has changed in 16 seasons with the episode The First Noel.
Dragging a bin full of decorations down the stairs while repeatedly yelling in front of my children means only one thing. Christmas time.
I knew it was Christmas a week ago when the O in the Pornhub logo became a wreath.
Same.
Nice.
Now, to make sure you don't forget your chores, I made you each a list.
Sorry, I can't do chores. My trick elbow is acting up.
So everyone goes to the mall and they don't end up getting shit. Seems like a recurring theme. Lois is rightfully pissed. In the last Christmas episode, she was doing everything without complaining. But in this episode, she flies off the handlebars at the smallest fucking problems.
Hey, how was the big day of shop? Wait, where's all the Christmas stuff? I can't believe this. We don't even have a tree.
Don't you worry about a thing. I'll be right back.
Peter, you did get a tree. Oh, it's beautiful.
I love you and I love this family.
Peter. Peter.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna go get all the Christmas stuff, but then I fell asleep rubbing one out to Madonna's Santa baby in the car.
You failed. You all failed. Every year, my cousin asked me to come to Cabo for Christmas. Well, this year, I am packing my bags and I'm out of here.
Like a housewife ready for a divorce, Lois lies to her family and is actually just staying at a motel outside of town. Her plan is to spy on them and watch them fall apart as they try to handle Christmas without her. Seriously fucked up of her. I get she doesn't feel appreciated, but it's such a funny contrast to how she was before.
All right, time to put up the 2020 Christmas decorations. Ethnically accurate Jesus next to Father Mary and Mother Josephine. And, of course, the little drummer, them. Because, God forbid, we call a boy a boy.
Peter, relax.
How am I supposed to relax? That woman who normally does everything had to go help her sick aunt or something.
You mean Lois?
Yeah, she usually hangs up these stupid Christmas lights. And these stupid Christmas wreaths. And the white wire reindeers that look like ghosts.
Dad, look!
It's perfect.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Listen, Peter, can you turn down those lights? I'm in bed with a 3. Extra light is not her friend.
What the hell? Oh, and now the local news is there. Come on, you can't be... Oh, look at Quagmire trying to sneak that 3 out of his house. Now they're standing hand in hand. Wait, what's Peter saying?
I love you.
They better not say it back.
Dad.
There's only one thing to do. I must stop Christmas.
So Lois dresses up as the Grinch with the fucking creepiest face you'll ever see her make and steals all of her own family's decorations and presents. The fact that she can't handle her family doing well on their own is so fucked up.
Now to ruin Christmas. Who left all these dirty dishes out? Okay, much better. Okay, here we go.
Santa Claus? Why are you taking our Christmas tree?
Why are you in pigtails in a little girl's nightgown?
Okay, maybe we both forget what we saw.
All right, Stewie, what the fuck was that? So she comes home the next day and pretends to be shocked, but there's one thing she forgot to steal.
I go away for one Christmas and everything goes down the drain.
We realized there was one present we still had.
Yours.
Remember how you said you wanted a gift from the heart this year?
We kept it upstairs because we didn't think you'd be here for Christmas.
Dear Mom, we're sorry we disappointed you this Christmas. We love and appreciate everything you do. We'll never let you down again. Well, that's really nice.
Now open your present.
Wow! What is it?
It's a bowl we all made for you in a pottery class.
A denim-shirted lesbian named CJ helped us.
It's beautiful.
I met a lesbian named CJ.
Showcasing all the hilarious moments when Peter changes his height in Family Guy. Number 1, Peter's true height is finally restored in Season 19, Episode 3. One sunny day, the Griffin family is sitting around watching TV when Peter bursts in, chainsaw in hand, sending everyone into a panic.
I want a chainsaw!
The way he acquired this chainsaw is straight out of a horror movie. It came from a dead neighbor.
Some lady up the block is giving away all of her husband's stuff because he shot himself in the face.
Oh my God!
I've seen that lady. He did the right thing.
That's also how we got this couch. Basically, everything in this house is Christmas suicide furniture.
But Peter's not alone in his quest for free stuff. Cleveland jumps on the bandwagon, using the same spooky method to score some free furniture for his own house.
Donna, they had a bullhorn. I don't know why, but they had a bullhorn.
Cleveland, it's time for lunch.
What do I want? Sandwich. When do I want it? Now. I ain't eating no Lipton soup.
Peter, of course, immediately starts abusing his new toy, cutting sausages and spreading butter on Stewie's bread like it's no big deal. Classic Peter.
There you go. Eat up, little guy.
In his continued quest for mischief, Peter starts making wood sculptures, including one of Willem Dafoe. Of course he does.
Wow, it's Willem Dafoe.
That's right. Since Willem Dafoe has more bones in his face than most people have in their entire body, he's perfect for carving because the angles are so sharp.
It's beautiful, Peter.
When bedtime rolls around, Lois is almost driven to madness when she sees the chainsaw still running, billowing smoke right next to the bed. Peter explains that he has to leave it on because it's difficult to start, comparing it to the frustration of wrapping things in plastic wrap. I can't help but laugh when Peter fumbles around trying to use plastic wrap and fails miserably.
Perfect. Can't wait to throw that out in 2 weeks.
The next morning, Peter decides to use his chainsaw to hollow out a tree in their yard, causing a massive racket that freaks out the whole family.
Hey, Lois, I'm just hollowing out this tree for the Keebler elves to live in.
Awesome!
And what is he looking for? Elves. Yes, he's trying to find elves inside the tree. Hilariously, all he ends up with is a broken arm and no elves in sight.
Oh, my arm! Oh, son of a bitch!
At the hospital, Dr. Hartman checks Peter out, starting with a reflex test.
Well, if it's your elbow that's bothering you, we should start by checking your reflexes. Ah!
Okay, they seem all right.
After a thorough examination, the diagnosis is in. Peter has chainsaw elbow, and Dr. Hartman explains it through a video starring Tommy Lee Jones.
Congratulations on suffering from the coolest arm ailment there is, chainsaw elbow. As a celebrity dick, it's always been my passion to own a ranch in a low-tax state that I list as my primary residence.
This famous actor overworked his arm and got injured, just like Peter. But hey, think about the problems his boyfriend had to deal with.
I'm out in the field cutting firewood for a staged Instagram post. Sometimes I overdo it, end up with chainsaw elbow. Now here's fellow ranch owner Dennis Quaid to discuss the dangers of tractor ass.
So, you have tractor ass.
Since Peter refuses to take painkillers, Dr. Hartman suggests an alternative treatment called the trucker hat.
Holy crap, what happened?
After some time, Peter's true height is restored, and Dr. Hartman congratulates him, mentioning a few side effects.
Well, I think we simply found your true height. Before years of poor posture and wear and tear crushed your spirit and your spine.
Wow!
At the Clam, Peter's friends are absolutely stunned when they see him towering over everyone.
Whoa, Peter, what happened? Did you tease that witch again?
No, I got a back adjustment. Turns out I've been this tall all along.
You don't say.
Well, that's amazing.
They're so curious about what it feels like to be tall, and Peter shrugs it off, saying it's pretty normal, except in the bedroom, where it's a bit awkward.
I'm so sorry. You two keep going. I'm gonna clean this up.
Peter and his friends attend a fair, but Peter is too busy texting to pay attention. Quagmire, annoyed, tells him to put his phone down.
Hey, Peter, would you get off your phone?
Sorry, young girls keep killing each other because they think I'm the Slender Man now.
Like, are you telling them to kill each other?
It's just a goof.
Later, they all hop on the Ferris wheel, and Peter is having a blast. However, due to his newfound height, he accidentally kicks people around him. Oops.
What the hell?
My bad.
Now, who's doing that?
It's that jerk up there.
It's Slender Man!
Kill yourselves.
Peter!
Come on, it's just a goof.
After some time living with his new height, Peter realizes it's not all it's cracked up to be and wants to go back to his old self. Luckily, Lois comes to the rescue.
The female power to belittle is such that the recipient can physically shrink in stature. That's why husbands and wives are the same height in old age.
Lois, berate me.
In a highly satisfying moment, Lois unleashes years of pent-up frustration, verbally tearing down Peter until he's back to his regular size.
Appearance. Intelligence. Penis size. And another thing.
But Peter's such a disaster that Lois has to reduce him to tiny human proportions, like a walking punchline.
Well, Lois, you are a master.
Number 2. Peter is 6 feet 3 inches in season 11, episode 9. So here's the deal. The story kicks off with Chris standing in front of Mrs. Donovan and the whole class, reading his terrible essay aloud.
The first thing that Mrs. Donovan does when she gets home from school is put on sweatpants. Then she eats a whole tube of cookie dough, but she must be allergic to it because there are tears coming out of her eyes, and she always throws up right after.
The content is so dreadful that Mrs. Donovan asks him to stop mid-sentence. Chris, in a panic, responds by saying, "I'm not Nathaniel Hawthorne, okay?"
Nathaniel, what are you doing?
Just ruining 9th grade for everyone.
Then the principal calls Peter and Lois to his office to tell them that Chris has been causing quite a bit of trouble in school.
In fact, just yesterday, he tried to pass this drawing off as his advanced art project.
Oh my.
I'm very embarrassed.
Well, someone should be.
Lois starts to worry about what will happen to Chris if something happens to them. Of course, with Chris's level of dumb, we're looking at a pretty hilarious future.
Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga,
I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me.
As Peter and Lois are discussing their son's, let's say, charmingly unique intellect, somehow Chris overhears the entire conversation and gets seriously mad.
You're making fun of me! I just wanted to listen to you guys have sex, but you were saying mean things about me!
Lois is panicking because she accidentally badmouthed her own kid, but Peter reassures her with, "It's never easy hearing the truth, honey. Like that time we ate that lucky fortune cookie."
What does it say, Peter?
Just something about perseverance. What does yours say?
It says I'm very creative.
The next morning, Peter is still being his usual delightful self, treating Chris like dirt, and Chris storms off, angry.
Oh, look out, everyone. Double-digit IQ joining the table. Hey, Smarty, think fast. He knows it's hot, because he's smart.
I don't want to talk to you guys. You called me an idiot.
Lois, in an attempt to mend things, prepares a list of summer camps for Chris to choose from. But when Chris sees the options, he's not impressed. Peter, ever the optimist, tells him, summer camp's only fun if you make an effort. That's how it was during World War II, right?
Don't suppose it would help to say I have a note from my doctor. Get in there, you.
Not sure that's a great analogy, Peter. After reviewing a few more options, Chris decides he wants to go to space camp. Lois is concerned that with Chris's level of, let's say, intellectual enthusiasm, he won't learn much there. But Chris is determined, and they reluctantly agree, hoping it'll at least make him happy.
You guys are the best parents ever!
Would you excuse me a moment? These are mine now.
Hey!
Oh, honey, when we accepted those mugs, we knew this could happen.
When they arrive at NASA, Lois, being the voice of reason, tells Chris to reconsider since it might be hard for him to fit in. Peter chimes in, I had the same problem when I joined the Boy Scouts, but hey, I turned out fine.
At no time were the campers and Mr. Griffin naked simultaneously. They merely engaged in horseplay.
Did Mr. Griffin sodomize the boys?
Mr. Griffin vehemently denies all allegations.
Right, Peter. You're totally the poster child for success. Inside NASA, Peter is drawn to a mysterious room labeled Sensory Deprivation Room, clearly intrigued by what could possibly be going on in there.
Oh, cool. Hey, come on, Brian, try it with me. Things got crazy so fast!
Meanwhile, Brian stumbles upon a spacecraft that's still operational. When he asks about it, he's told that they keep one running just in case they need it, whether it's to assist with a satellite malfunction or to deal with some overdramatic Italian guy who insists on blowing everything out of proportion.
I swear to God, Johnny, I've had it up to... Here with your BS.
Ooh, he's really had it this time. I'm sorry, Louie.
All right, then.
Lois hopes that Chris will make good friends here, while Peter is just hoping Chris doesn't end up with fake friends. Like those guys whose wives are friends with each other, but they just don't click.
It's right in the kitchen.
Sports?
No. Movies?
No. Hiking?
No. Cars?
No.
Porn? Yes! Gay porn?
No.
When the teacher welcomes them and tells everyone to grab a heavy book for tomorrow's lesson, Chris grumbles, I don't belong here. I'm like that shady Chinese guy who made his company hold an emergency meeting to figure him out.
Rest assured, he will be found. Security is launching a full-scale investigation into the genealogy records of every single one of our employees. This man will be found, and there will be dire consequences.
Too bad about that Chinese guy, huh?
After a few days, Chris realizes he's in way over his head and calls home, sobbing, saying he hates it there and wants to come home because he's just not smart enough for this place.
Hey, you've got something on your shirt. Joke complete.
Just in time, Peter also calls Lois to ask for help.
Everybody's so mean, and there's this one guy who follows me around and calls me fat.
Well, I suppose Hang on, honey, I'm getting another call. Hello?
Hey, is Fat Ass home yet? Put him on, I want to talk to him.
The next day, the Griffins go to pick up Chris. He apologizes nonstop for making the wrong choice, and Lois reassures him, it's okay, everyone makes mistakes, with Stewie nodding in agreement and recalling the time Peter brought home an older woman.
I'm worldly. I'm fun. This ain't mileage. This is experience.
Not interested.
Listen, just so there are no surprises, don't be scared. My stuff looks like someone spilled an apple pie in my lap.
Ugh, yuck.
Before they leave, Chris takes them on a tour of the spaceship. Everyone is in awe, until Stewie, being Stewie, accidentally hits the launch button, sending the spaceship into orbit. Everyone panics except for Brian, who sticks his head out of the window, thoroughly enjoying the view.
You know what? You only live once. I am sticking my head out the window.
Yes! This is the best version of whatever's so enjoyable about this!
Stuck in space, Peter worries that if they're stranded up here forever, he's going to miss the Clam, while Stewie just hoped he would never have to see the waiter who fancied himself as a comedian.
Yes, I'd like the chopped salad, please. And could I get no onions on that?
I've got a few connections in the back. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, that's funny. If there's one onion on that salad, you can forget the $1.80 tip you need to live.
Thankfully, the spaceship is on autopilot, so NASA is working on a way to bring them back to Earth. The Griffins are now famous, but their house has been taken by Consuela.
Griffin dead? I take.
No, they might be dead. They also might still be alive.
He's okay. I take.
Despite the crisis, Peter remains oddly chill, taking in the view of space while watching a funny video.
Damn it. Stupid drunk bitches.
Meanwhile, Brian is desperately trying to contact Mission Control for help, but of course Peter makes everything worse by destroying the communication system. Peter's like, don't worry, I'll figure this out, just like my great-grandfather figured out how to make toy.
This gives me an idea. She's dead.
We're not sure how that's going to help Peter, but okay. At the moment of impending doom, when the spaceship is out of control, Chris taps into everything he's learned and manages to stabilize the ship, bringing everyone back safely to Earth.
Oh, look, it says autopilot engaged.
Good for him. I'm glad he found someone.
And thanks to the gravity pull, Peter's height miraculously increased to Earth.
Oh, look, it says autopilot engaged.
Good for him. I'm glad he found someone.
And thanks to the gravity pull, Peter's height miraculously increases to 6 feet 3 inches. Yeah, sure, that works.
Well, thanks to no gravity in space, my spine stretched, and I am now a confident 6'3". So, Lois, I will be leaving you for a hotter woman. Never mind, Lois, I love you so much.
Number 3, Short-Legged Peter in Season 15, Episode 6. While the Griffin family is watching TV, a bat chases Meg, sending her into a panic. Peter, ever the problem solver, decides to handle the situation with his signature wit.
Calm down, it might just be Grandpa Munster. Somebody set him up for a funny joke.
Hey, Grandpa, how did you sleep last night?
Yeah, see, if it was him, he would have said, like I do every night, upside down.
He manages to temporarily scare the bat away, but Lois is still worried because the bat is still somewhere in the house. Peter, brimming with confidence, tells her not to worry. It's as easy as when he increased his size.
Just like my penis enhancement. I want it to hang down to my knees. They moved up my knees.
With the bat still at large, Peter hatches a truly genius plan involving a toy helicopter and a gun, leading to an absurdly dangerous situation that has the whole family on edge.
Now, I don't have anything to control the trigger with, so I put it on a timer. But I don't remember how long I set it. We're all gonna die!
That night, Peter's mission to rid the house of the pesky bat takes a chaotic turn.
Aha!
Welcome back to CNBC's Moneyline.
Oh, come on, man. Nobody's buying that. You expect me to believe you own stocks?
Bat Industries was up $2 a share today in heavy trading.
Huh.
Every time the bat flies somewhere, Peter kicks down everything in his path, even though the bat isn't exactly in Meg's room. Yet another shining moment in fatherhood, right?
Yep.
When the bat ends up in Stewie's room, Peter accidentally breaks Stewie's arm in his attempt to catch it.
I got you now, Bat Damon. I named you Bat Damon. Aw, now I want you to live.
What is it?
Ah!
Ow!
Lois scolds him, but Peter claims it wasn't on purpose, just a case of his hands being faster than his brain, much like the time he slapped hands with a street sign and Derek invited him to join a prayer camp.
His name was Derek, but he went by the prophet when times were good, or the lawgiver when times were bad. I moved onto his prayer farm with 45 other members of the Salvation Star Boys who died in a mass suicide.
Peter only drinks what he likes, so he won't die in that camp. Oh, and he called Lois to pick him up.
After it was all over, I called Lois to pick me up. She was mad, but she's what Derek calls an oppressing doubter. May the light of Derek's invincible diamond shine through you.
Thankfully, Stewie's injuries are minor. However, there's one issue. When the doctor suggests a vaccine, Lois hesitates, fearing side effects. Peter agrees, citing how he once made a terrible decision by peeing next to a guy who wouldn't stop talking.
Hey man, we should get out of here. The building's on fire.
Hey pal, not now, I'm busy. Anyway, I'll tell you what's on fire. My urethra. That's the last time I go to a water park, I'll tell you that much.
It's ironically hilarious when Peter realizes he's the one talking too much and ends up burned.
Well, that's not completely true, because I have a Groupon and I'd hate to waste it. Plus, the truth is, the kid... Oh my God. I was the chatty guy.
After some internet research, Lois decides not to vaccinate Stewie, dismissing Brian's warnings. She even begins a campaign to stop people from vaccinating, and Peter would join in after spreading a more important piece of news.
The brothers who made the Matrix are ladies now. They're ladies.
Just one of them?
That's the thing. It's both of them. What are the chances? What are the chances? The brothers who made the Matrix are ladies now.
The next morning, Lois and Peter are fully immersed in their anti-vaccine campaign, while Brian is horrified, unable to believe they're doing something so harmful.
You could get measles, mumps, rubella, whooping cough.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Very serious.
Stewie, who never thought his mother could make such a terrible decision, recalls the time she did something equally foolish while shopping before Thanksgiving.
Ready for Turkey Day?
Haha, clever.
Don't eat too much turkey tomorrow.
Oh, I won't.
Now, if only the meal would cook itself, huh?
At the park, Lois is aggressively spreading her anti-vaccine message, while Peter just stands there holding a funny sign, but the topic is so dull that no one cares.
Excuse me, are you the lady selling the bullhorn?
What? No.
I'm over here!
Peter suggests they spice things up, like the time he spontaneously sang at a jazz club.
Kim, I don't understand why your father has such problems with us, Kim. Mostly, I think it's because I don't make my car payments on time, but also because I was dating someone else at the same time as Kim.
I can't stop laughing every time I hear the song he wrote for his beautiful girlfriend, Kim.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Kim, I love you, but mostly I love that you let me eat crackers in the bed. Kim, thank you.
To make the campaign more influential, Peter uses Meg's college fund to launch a TV anti-vaccine campaign.
Fact. Vaccinate rhymes with masturbate. Would you let a doctor do that to your kid? Fact. I still think Michelle Williams is Carrie Mulligan.
The result? The entire town of Quahog stops vaccinating their kids, sending Brian into a furious rant. Peter, however, is convinced he's making the world a better place, just like when he became a cop on Instagram.
Sorry, lady, gotta crop the church. I will take this and cutaway complete.
Stewie, terrified of not being vaccinated, starts wearing a mask and forces Brian to wear high heels to avoid direct contact with the floor.
Where'd you get those?
Put them on and lick your lips.
Stewie, you might be taking this too far.
Proper hygiene depends on everyone, Brian. For instance, I've already saran-wrapped Chris.
I'm a gas station sandwich.
The next day, when they drop Stewie off at preschool, they're horrified to find that no kids showed up. Quahog is in quarantine due to a measles outbreak. Lois finally realizes her mistake and tells Peter to take Stewie to get vaccinated immediately. But Peter, even worse, claims he has already destroyed all the vaccines in the area.
All right, what else did I have to do today? Ah, yes, overdose in my apartment. I better get home.
Cue Peter's karma moment. He contracts the measles, and Stewie fears for his life, worrying he'll look worse than John Goodman if he catches measles.
I've got your EKG here.
How does it look?
Well, it spells out pancakes.
Oh, okay, so same as last time.
I'm recommending you go on a strict diet immediately.
John decided against dieting and instead used 2 horses to help him move around. Unbelievable.
Horses that make it look like I can walk? Take me to Hollywood!
Peter, now bedridden, entrusts Meg with the family legacy.
You must carry on my legacy. Promise me you'll crop the churches. Crop them, Meg! Crop them all!
Stewie, imagining Rupert has also caught the measles, apologizes and says the situation is unbearable, like talking to someone with braces.
So yeah, last weekend Sheila and I took the kids up to the lake. It was great. We had great weather, fired up the barbecue. Sheila's parents came up towards the end of the week.
When are you gonna get those off?
When Lois learns Stewie has run away, she alerts everyone. Brian, seeing a path like something out of Family Circus, hopes it leads to Stewie, but it doesn't.
Nah, it's just Billy. He died of measles.
As Stewie tries to leave town, he meets a future version of himself who advises him to leave, but it turns out he's just there for the glue.
Okay, I'm really here because I know you have glue. Give me the glue. Stewie, listen to me. Never, ever do this great thing I love.
Stewie finally reaches a bridge to another town, but with police there, he risks moving under the bridge. Unfortunately, a passing boat forces him to let go, but thankfully, Sean Penn swoops in to save him and even brings vaccines to help the people of Quahog.
Anytime there's a public health crisis in a third world land, I'm there.
Third world? This is Rhode Island.
Oh, really? Have you seen some of the delis on Federal Hill?
Oh, Rhode Island Slam! Oh, I like you, Sean Penn.
Number 4. Peter is as tall as a bug in Season 13, Episode 8. The story kicks off when Meg asks her family to turn off the TV so she can study for the SAT. But Peter, ever the loving father, reminds her of the time he had to choose between her and the TV.
Don't worry, Meg's holding our stuff. Meg, don't drink that soda!
Meg, the dedicated overachiever, wants to improve her SAT score to get into a good college, but Lois, being Lois, suggests Meg should focus on her weight instead. Poor Meg, clearly a little down, but Brian steps in to encourage her, saying if she nails the SAT, she can do anything, even coach the Mighty Ducks.
All right, the championship is on the line. It's time for a formation they're not expecting.
The Flying V?
No, the Stinky V.
At school, Meg's fretting over the SAT when her best friend suggests she find someone smarter to take the test for her. Meg considers asking Neil, the nerdy Jewish guy, but he's busy with his body maintenance.
I don't know what you've been doing to this thing, Neil, but you see this gunk? That ain't supposed to be there.
Well, just do whatever you can.
All right, I'm gonna go eat a sandwich with one hand and fill out the invoice with the other.
In the end, Ruth suggests asking Brian for help. When he returned home, Brian was very pleased to see that Meg seemed to know a lot about his book faster than the speed of love, and she couldn't believe it was being sold at a discount on Amazon.
What? My book is on Amazon?
Oh yeah, Brian, there's something for everyone on Amazon.
Literally something for everybody.
Seeing Brian so happy, Meg took the opportunity to ask him to help her with the SAT, and since she liked his book, Brian agreed to be there to assist, much like a British officer in the 1960s.
Officer, the child's been kidnapped!
Calm down, ma'am. It's all under control. I've got a whistle, a cloth helmet, a key to a coal box, a soft rubber truncheon, and a map of the city.
The officer was of no help at all. Instead, he handed over a court summons to the poor mother.
Please hurry!
I don't much like your tone. That's a tiny pencil and pad citation for you.
Brian, who clearly has no idea what he's getting himself into, dresses up as Meg and heads to school to take the test.
My locker.
Meg, I thought we were going to try to work on that.
And somehow he manages to sneak into the test room, chatting like he's in a room full of his closest pals. I guess that's what happens when you're as invisible as a guy without a mustache in Lincoln's cabinet.
I want to win this war, and I want to do it fast. Ideas?
We should meet the rebels head-on in Virginia.
Yes, and use our ships to block their supply chains.
We could also use our troop advantage to outflank them in the west.
What did that baby just say?
To make it funnier, Peter shows up to cheer for Meg in his usual ridiculous way.
For luck, Meg. We're all rooting for you.
Fast forward to the results. Meg's devastated to learn she got the lowest score in class.
That's not possible.
Brian's stupid! I must alert the townsfolk.
Naturally, Chris mocks Brian and rides off on a horse to deliver the news to the town, but forgets his announcement halfway there.
Yeah! Fly, Artemis, fly! Hark, townsfolk! Brian, oh, damn, what was it, Brian?
Typical Chris. Meanwhile, Brian's feeling like the biggest fool on earth, but Peter reassures him that being an idiot isn't so bad. After all, you get to drink beer and party like it's the jazz age.
No TV, movies suck. I'm here with my gal. Shake your hands, kick around. Wear a suit to breakfast. Underwear that laces up. All girls have a guy's haircut.
Peter drags Brian to a demolition derby, where Brian, worried about potential injuries, learns an important lesson. If you're going to be an idiot, you have to constantly blame everyone who thinks they're better than you and send emails that nobody will ever read.
You know this one's funny because there's 7 fonts in 12 colors.
Dad, I just got this hilarious email. You gotta see this.
Chris, I'd love this.
Brian, taking notes, quickly becomes an expert in the art of stupidity. And Peter, thrilled, says Brian's a natural, even more so than a centipede among millipedes.
Well, what should we do today?
Let's try on 1,000 shoes.
Wait a minute.
Cut this part out.
Drinking gasoline, the works. Brian's health, however, starts to take a hit. One day while drinking beer, he collapses from the pain.
What you talking about, Phyllis?
Ah, gross. He's getting his nose period.
Peter, ever the optimist, assures him not to worry because he's been trained in crisis management, thanks to his experience on a hotline.
I discovered my wife's been cheating on me for a while, and I can't live like this. I have to kill myself.
Doesn't it make more sense to kill her?
At the hospital, the doctors manage to stop the bleeding, but reveal that Peter, yes, Peter, had shoved an entire car into Brian's body.
And we've removed the matchbox car that was lodged in your rectum.
I did that right after you passed out.
Ah, classic P-Dog.
The bad news? Brian has a brain tumor, but don't worry, Peter's got a brilliant idea. Shrink Brian's body to fix things. Unsurprisingly, it doesn't work.
Shrink down to microscopic size, enter Brian's brain, and destroy the tumor from within. I was raped by a bug.
Then comes the truly shocking news. The tumor is benign, but it's making Brian dumber.
No way, I'm never going back to my old self. I rock like this. I'm legit. I'm uber. I'm awesome sauce. Either take the tumor out of him or put one in me. I can't stand this.
Stewie naturally wants to remove it, but Brian insists on keeping it. Stewie argues it's like being Black Widow in the Avengers team.
So, what's your superpower?
Kicking.
Oh, right, because none of us can kick. Hey, which one of you guys can kick? Hulk, stop being nice.
Sorry.
Totally useless. After a few days of trying various intellectual solutions like opera music and yoga, Stewie takes Brian to a fancy dinner to try and bring him back to his former self. But of course, Brian orders like an idiot.
Good evening. Our first special is an almond-crusted salmon.
Hey, cram it, Skinny. Give me free food or I'm gonna tell people on Yelp there was a pube in my salad.
Free food right away.
Stewie, defeated, realizes that trying to fix Brian is like that one time an Asian guy went to a beauty salon expecting magic.
This whole endeavor was doomed to fail, like an Asian guy going to a salon.
I want to have my anus breached.
Back at home, Brian is still following Peter's lead and doing dumb things, and Stewie fears that if he doesn't intervene, Brian's stupidity will literally kill him. He'll end up like that Russian dog that was sent to space.
He made it! Your dog is in orbit!
Wonderful. How do we get him back now?
Oh, about that, we do not.
Oh, my poor dog. He will die up there.
The good news is the dog didn't die. It found a dog planet and danced joyfully.
Joke on them. I find happy dog planet. In 50 years, we all go back to Earth and bite everybody. But now we dance.
Using his brain power, Stewie tricks Brian into going to the hospital for surgery.
Hey, Brian, you want to go see Dr. Hartman and get that procedure where you get 2 wieners?
Whoa, hell yeah!
Ultimately, Brian gets the tumor removed and returns to his normal life, while Peter gets a new toy to play with. Because of course, Peter needs more toys.
Hey, Lois, guess what? I had them do that 2-wiener operation on me.
You what?
Double trouble! Uh-oh, that was the original.
Peter becomes a tiny man in Season 12, Episode 5. With airline prices slashed, Lois decides it's time for a family vacation, pointing out how long it's been since they went anywhere. Peter, always the comedian, humorously objects, claiming that he's already been on a helicopter tour in Tucson.
That park is all concrete, tied to our other dog. I think that guy with long hair is a lawyer. Look at all those students running for their lives. Oh, there's the concrete park again.
Lois, however, insists she needs a real vacation. Peter, on the other hand, refuses to travel, mainly because his passport photo looks like a mugshot taken during a sugar high.
Lois, I hate traveling. Besides, my passport picture is awful.
You look like a human cigarette.
Lois thinks Europe is the perfect destination to expose the kids to new cultures. But Peter, ever the practical guy, argues that they can learn about different cultures right in Quahog. After all, he has more foot bacteria than all of Europe combined.
God.
I got ringworm too, but it's not classy like this.
With that logic in mind, Peter drags the family to the Quahog Science Museum to experience culture, but quickly loses interest.
That sucked.
Then, in a moment of cultural enlightenment, Peter points out that their town has something Europeans don't. High school football. See? He says, when your team loses, you don't just sulk, you wait in the parking lot to beat up the referee.
What part of Eatonville you from?
Oh, West Eatonville.
Oh, really? West Eatonville? You know Bob Hanley?
I'm Bob Hanley.
No kidding. Bob, it's me, Peter Griffin.
Oh my God, how the hell are you?
He spots a familiar face, but in true Peter fashion. Instead of stopping, he continued punching. Next, Peter introduces Chris to Hanley, because what's more culturally enriching than a buddy named Hanley?
Hey, Chris, get over here. You gotta meet my buddy, Bob Hanley.
Hi, Mr. Hanley. I'm Chris. I heard a lot about you, sir.
Lois, determined not to miss the budget-friendly airline deal, buys tickets for the family to Italy without Peter's consent. She tells him they're going to a water park.
Okay, everyone put the sunblock on now, so when we get off the plane, we go right to the park. Wait, why are we on a plane?
Peter, we're not going to a water park. We're going to Italy.
What?
Lois, trying to calm him down, sweetly says, Italy is the most romantic country in the world. We need a little romance in our marriage. Peter is completely confused. What? Romance? We just played role-playing last night.
Did you like that game of Mysterious Intruder, Lois?
I told you, I don't know who you are, and my name isn't Lois.
Mine is. Let's do it again.
Upon arriving in Italy, Lois wants a romantic evening with Peter, but he's adamant about staying home to watch TV, until the remote, as always, becomes his worst enemy.
Stupid remote's not doing anything. Stop what you're doing!
Lois yells at him for not taking her to see the sunset. Peter, ever the reasonable man, argues that if they stayed home, he could be playing seesaw with Joe right now.
Yay! Well, I guess we're stuck.
Hang on, let me empty this bag.
Yay, gross.
Frustrated, Lois decides to leave Peter and enjoy some romance with an Italian guy. Peter naturally chases after her. Meanwhile, Chris is at home, learning the wonders of clogged toilets.
I got a little blockage.
I break the poops up in a little chunks.
I wish I had someone special to share this with.
Peter can't stop Lois from going out with the Italian, so he lies down in despair and falls asleep dreaming of Dean Martin, who gives him the brilliant advice. Show her some Italian charm.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna ride this rigatoni into the sky.
Peter wakes up only to find the kids have stolen everything, proving that even dreams can be a scam. Before they leave for their next adventure, Brian reminds Peter to put on clothes. Peter, in his usual nonchalant manner, advises Brian to relax. Not wearing clothes is part of cultural enrichment. I'm embracing the styles of some countries.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, please, come on, it's just something I threw together.
Later, Peter dresses as an Italian, riding a bike with flowers for Lois. Lois isn't impressed, though, calling his outfit ridiculous and telling him it won't win her over.
Mi amore, I am here to put you on a pedestal with Italian romance.
Undeterred, Peter switches to love slap mode, but on the third attempt, he accidentally slaps himself, triggering a bizarre Italian custom. He has to kiss himself. This causes him to shrink down to a comically tiny size.
Peter, are you all right?
Are you kidding? I'm great. Bouncing around Italia, 'cause I'm a little ball. I can fit wherever, 'cause I am really small.
Then, Peter convinces 20,000 football fans to help him create a romantic message for Lois.
Peter!
Oh, they missed a letter.
After a romantic boat ride, Lois forgives Peter and things go back to normal. But Peter being Peter, he decides to do something crazy. He burns the entire family's passports so they can stay in Italy forever.
We're Italian now.
What?
Are you kidding?
Well, if we're going to be Italian, I guess we should start murdering our brothers.
Where are you at?
You break my heart, Chris. You break my heart.
A month later, Lois starts getting tired of Peter's decision, especially since he hasn't made a single euro to pay the bills, and the kids aren't exactly thriving at the Italian school.
Look at these big ones. Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta-ta-ta.
Is this calculus?
I don't know. Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta.
Even Brian agrees that they can't survive like this because most of Peter's income goes straight to the mafia.
Stiamo cercando Tommaso Manfretti. È scappato dalla famiglia. E chiunque cerchi di nasconderlo si troverà nei guai seri.
Lois finally decides it's time to go home, but Meg refuses because she's dating an Italian guy who Peter is very curious about.
He gathers coins from the air by jumping on mushrooms. What's so hard to understand?
Mario Brothers?
Hey, Meg, let's go a two-player. I got the Luigi here, huh?
Hey, Meg! Mario said you were into a weird stuff.
The family heads to the embassy to get their passports replaced, but things take a turn for the worse when Peter not only cancels the passports, but also renounces his US citizenship. After passing a ridiculous test, they're told their application will take 16 months to process. Peter, never one for waiting, decides to take matters into his own hands. Chris, eager to catch the premiere of Karate Kid 5, insists they do it today.
Mr. Miyagi, this is kind of embarrassing, but I'm having a problem with erectile dysfunction.
Hey, Daniel-san, Miyagi fix.
At the docks, Peter distracts everyone long enough for the family to sneak onto a boat. They disguise themselves as dolls, but before they can be smuggled into the US, they must go through a screening process. During the screening, Peter bursts into tears, while Stewie, the ever-confident and slightly dramatic, demands to be tested, but is sadly denied. In the end, the Griffin family returns to their normal chaotic lives, except for Meg, who's still happily tagging along with her Italian boyfriend, taking their relationship to new heights. Number 1. Death spares Peter in Season 2, Episode 6. Lois accidentally discovers that Peter has a lump on his chest, causing the family to panic. When Lois suggests seeing a doctor, Peter refuses, insisting that the best way to deal with it is to ignore it, just like they ignored the giant octopus.
Just like we do with the squid.
Oh.
Earthquake.
Yeah, truck going by.
Peter reassures himself that everything will be fine, but when he starts experiencing strange symptoms, he can no longer keep his cool.
I'm gonna be fine. Nothing to worry about.
Morning.
He rushes to Dr. Hartman for help. While waiting for the test results, the doctor jokingly tells Peter that he has only a month to live, leaving Peter devastated.
Mr. Griffin, I'd say you have about a month to live. But hey, what the hell do I know? I've been sued by every patient I ever had. Look at the size of this file. This wow.
He goes home to tell his family he's dying.
You know, guys, I don't say this often enough, but I'm gonna die.
Oh my God.
High five! Anyone? Anyone?
In an attempt to prepare for his death, Peter sells all of his belongings, including his beloved bike, so his family will have extra money after he's gone.
Look, my first bike. Boy, I had so much fun playing with that. More tea, Mr. Bike?
He even goes with Brian to pick out a casket for his own funeral.
I'll take this one, but I won't pay a cent over $60.
Sir, that casket costs $1,000.
Okay, $70.
What?
$2,000.
That's twice what it costs.
$40.
What?
He doesn't know how to haggle.
But then the doctor calls to say that Peter is perfectly healthy and that the lump is just a fatty deposit.
Fatty corpuscle? Wait a minute, how the hell can a dead comedian from the silent movie era be lodged in my left bosom?
Mr. Griffin, I'm saying you're fine.
I'm fine? What are you, coming on to me now?
Though disappointed, Peter accepts the news until he sees the hospital bill, which is far more than he can afford.
Whoa, 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 is this the price of my bill or my phone number?
Your phone number.
Oh. Well, it's still pretty pricey.
In a moment of desperation, Peter hatches a terrible plan. He'll fake his death to avoid paying the medical bills.
I can't make a dead guy pay his bill. All I gotta do is write deceased right here where it says name. And where it says sex, I'll write no thanks, I'm dead. It's bulletproof.
Lois throws a small party to celebrate Peter's recovery, but during the celebration, Death arrives to claim Peter.
Come on, man. Which one is Peter Griffin?
This is Peter Griffin.
Hey, that's a good one.
After laughing uncontrollably at Peter's antics, Death says it's time for Peter to go. Peter, confused, insists there's a mistake, but Death shows him a document confirming his death.
Peter, is that your handwriting?
How'd you get that?
It was emailed to me by your HMO.
Oh, look, I know my doctor was hitting on me, but you don't have to call him names.
Stewie, a huge fan of Death, invites him over for dinner. Death politely declines until he can't resist the smell of the turkey.
Come! You! Heat up some gravy for our guest. My last helping of white meat was drier than Oscar Wilde.
I've always wondered how Death eats. Now, I have my answer.
Ew, how did you do that?
Oh, well, let's just say when I was younger, I did some films I'm not particularly proud of.
After dinner, Death insists on taking Peter with him, but Lois tries to delay the inevitable. Eventually, the family faces the heartbreaking moment of saying goodbye.
Daddy, can I come with you?
Ask your mother.
No, you can't go with him. Oh, Peter.
Lois.
As soon as Peter stepped out the door, he refused to accept his fate and tried to run away. Death chased after him, but tripped and couldn't get back up.
My ankle! Ah! Yeah, listen, don't help or anything. I'm totally fine. Damn Irish.
I can't believe this. Is this really Death? Component placement in a bizarre twist. Peter even has to carry Death back inside and give him painkillers.
Yeah, that felt good, driving me hard on the couch like that.
Here's a couple of Tylenol.
Oh, great, Tylenol. Yeah, I asked for Advil, but Tylenol, whatever, it's good.
Death, injured, is forced to stay at Peter's house to recover, much to Peter's annoyance. However, Lois points out that as long as Death is there, Peter won't die. Seizing the opportunity, Peter wants to go out and do whatever he pleases, but before he leaves, Death gives him a few words of warning.
You can't tell anyone I'm here, for if humanity discovers I'm no longer lurking in the shadows, consequences will be dire.
Go on.
That's it. What the hell do you see in him?
First, Peter meets up with Quagmire in Cleveland at a skyscraper to perform a dare and earn $1,000.
Hey, look at that. I beat my loogie.
Yeah, damn brilliant guys.
At home, Lois continues to care for Death, begging him to spare Peter's life, but Death remains indifferent.
What'd you make this cocoa out of? Crap?
If you want me to make it again...
Sorry, Lois. It's my fault. I just assumed you were going to make it with milk, not crap.
Meanwhile, Stewie accidentally discovers that Death is temporarily inactive, meaning no one is dying right now.
Victory is mine!
Wow, I should really watch where I'm going.
At the bar, Peter drinks an unbelievable 300 bottles of beer without getting alcohol poisoning, leaving Cleveland shocked and saying, Peter's not human.
Peter, are you a witch?
Yeah, but don't tell anyone. The consequences could be dire.
Drunk and reckless, Peter causes trouble with a gang, leading everyone in the bar to realize that Death isn't working. Back at home, Stewie tries unsuccessfully to reactivate.
Was pain not working either? They should have felt at least half of that stuff.
Causing Lois to think her son is bothering him, but Death assures her it's fine, and even expresses hope that Stewie's youth will lead to something better than his own existence.
Oh, Sandy. Oh. Sandy? Oh, not again. I'm gonna be a virgin forever. Or am I?
Lois continues her pleas to Death, and this time, it works. He agrees to spare Peter's life.
Okay, I'll spare his life. But you owe me, if you get my drift. What the hell are you doing? I was talking about another fruit cup. Not bad, though.
However, Peter goes on to announce to the world that Death is on hiatus, making a fool of him.
Oh.
That's right, Tom.
And now it's time for sports.
With Death's leg still healing, Peter is forced to take over his job. Though Peter initially protests, Death insists, and Brian agrees that Peter has disrupted the natural order.
I was pretty sure I was gonna die. Because actually there's this girl in New York, and it's getting kind of serious. But, you know, thanks for letting me draw you naked. I still can't believe you let me do that.
Peter's task is to pull off a big stunt to restore Death's reputation. With some inspiration from Meg's magazine, Death comes up with a plan.
You'll kill the kids from Dawson's Creek.
I knew it. As soon as that show came on the air, I said, I'm gonna be the one who has to kill these kids.
It's true, he did say it.
Peter refuses to do anything dirty, but Death makes it clear that if Peter doesn't comply, he'll be the one to die.
Either you kill them or I kill you.
Ah, crap. Hey, nice plan. Note to self, do not go to the bathroom.
Peter called Death, saying he couldn't do it. Death explained again that without Death, Earth would become a terrifying place, and urged him to imagine a world where Hitler was still alive.
Today on Hitler, we'll be talking with Hollywood hunk Christian Slater. Now, they tell me in your next movie, we get to see your butt.
Yes, you do.
Hitler demanded that Christian Slater do it immediately, right in front of him and the entire audience.
Oh, no.
Can we see it right now?
Well, all right, Hitler.
Oh, he's going to do it! If you're going to be in the Los Angeles area and would like tickets to Hitler, call 213. Du wirst deine Krankenschwester brauchen!
And Death explains that Peter's role now is to simply sit still and let the plane crash. Peter intended to follow through, but suddenly changed his mind and tried to save everyone. In the process, he accidentally killed 2 pilots. Fortunately, Karen Black was there to save the day.
It's Karen Black! She landed a busted plane at Airport 75? It was a movie in the 70s. Ah, you damn kids with your music.
After the plane incident, the world understood life and death, so Death had no reason to stay with the Griffins. Before leaving, he made a joke that left the family speechless.
We're gonna miss you, Death.
Hey, don't worry. I'll be back really, really soon. Is he joking? Okay, see you later.
Number 2. Death saves Peter and Lois's marriage in Season 3, Episode 6. On their wedding anniversary, Lois tells the kids not to worry about getting her a gift, as she only hopes for something from Peter. Meg secretly hopes that her dad won't wait until the last minute to buy a present.
My goodness, a human thumb. Where did you ever find this?
It was on eBay. Oh God, call an ambulance!
Although it's their anniversary the next day, Peter decides to ditch Lois and go golfing with his friends, confident that his frying pan antidote will protect him.
Lois finds out I'm ditching her to play golf, she'll hit me with a frying pan. Which is why I'm gonna drink this frying pan antidote. All right, hit me with this. Didn't work.
The next morning, Peter wakes up early, makes breakfast for Lois, and leaves a note tricking her into looking for her anniversary gift.
Lois, it's an anniversary scavenger hunt. Your first clue is at the Quahog Mini Mart. Love, Peter. Oh, how fun!
When Peter arrives at the golf course, he's excited to play and hits a shot so hard it makes the stock market wobble.
Rip it. The Fed is going to be lowering rates, so get your money out of T-bills and put it all into waffles. Tasty waffles with lots of syrup.
Waffles! Buy waffles!
Waffles!
A heavy downpour causes Brian and Quagmire to get discouraged and leave, even though Peter insists that there are worse things than rain, like a spider that smokes.
He's bothering everyone. Say something.
Say something, I'll kick his ass. Someone ought to kick his ass.
Don't go in there!
Peter?
All right, give me a Kleenex.
I knew he was bad. I knew it. Ah!
Left alone, Peter prepares for his game, but a lightning strike hits a nearby tree, sending him to investigate if there's any danger.
That'll be fine.
You again?
Fearing for his life, Peter begs Death to spare him, but Death reassures him that he's simply experiencing what it's like to be close to death. Peter then asks when he will actually die.
So when am I gonna die?
About 2 years after your wife divorces you.
The hell are you talking about? Lois would never leave me. She's been crazy about me since the night we met.
Death takes Peter to the first place he met Lois, where he had impersonated Arte Johnson to make her laugh.
Peter, wait,
Very interesting. Oh, no. But stupid.
Oh my God, I love Arte Johnson.
They share a fun moment, even lying down to kiss in the middle of the street, causing a truck driver to crash and lose his life.
I've never met a guy like you. You're so full of life. It's like I can really be myself with you. I'm so happy.
While there, Death runs into a colorful past version of himself, exclaiming in disbelief.
That's me. Look at all that hair. Can't believe I thought that looked good. I must have been high.
Back in the present, Peter demands to be returned to his body, but Death can't do so until Peter experiences a life-changing moment. Peter resists the process, annoying Death, who threatens to leave.
What are you doing? You can't get in that way.
I'm sure as hell not going in the back door.
Listen, I'm late for an appointment. You don't want to follow procedure? Fine. Stay here in limbo.
No, wait. I don't want to be in limbo.
However, before leaving, Peter's soul stole his own money, and I don't understand how he plans to spend it. Peter continues to talk about his life-changing sign, but everything he predicts is wrong. Meanwhile, Death becomes anxious about being late for lunch and hearing his mother complain.
Where the hell have you been? When I said lunch, I said noon, not noonish.
Sorry, Ma.
Sorry? Is sorry gonna reheat the casserole? So who's your friend?
It's a work thing, Ma. Near-death experience.
Isn't it hilarious to see Death getting nagged by his mom like any other person?
Where are you going?
I gotta take a leak.
Well, don't forget to zip up your fly. If you don't zip up your fly, a seagull will get you.
God, she's a pain in the ass.
Death wishes his own father were still alive, prompting Peter to recall his first awkward encounter with Lois's father.
You aren't nervous about meeting Daddy, are you?
Oh, you'll know when I'm nervous. Lois? Now, Lois, take the rap for this. I only get one chance to make a first impression.
In reality, Peter had behaved poorly, making Carter uncomfortable and dislike him.
Yeah, don't think I don't know where that comes from. That's some world-class juice you got brewing in the old flesh balloon down there, Carter. Huh?
As a result, Carter knocks Peter out and sends him off on a helicopter to be dropped into the ocean to be eaten by fish. Luckily, Quagmire, who later becomes Peter's best friend, saves him.
Hey, look, a manatee.
We can use it for soup.
Ensign Glenn Quagmire, welcome aboard.
While watching a sailor performance, Death's mom reappears to nag him, causing Death to grow frustrated.
For God's sake, leave me alone. I'm working.
Don't yell at your mother. If you yell at your mother, a hen will lay eggs in your tummy.
She notices Peter's affection for Lois and teases her son about not having found a girlfriend after all these years.
You know who he took to the prom? His cousin.
That's weak.
Yeah.
Come on, Peter.
Death, put your jacket on or you'll get frostbite.
I don't have skin.
That's because you didn't eat your beans.
Death agrees to help Peter with his marriage troubles, but only after Peter offers to help him win over a girl.
You think you could do that?
Sure, all we gotta do is get you a little fixed up. You know, get your hair cut, give you good clean. Shave, maybe some cologne. The chicks will be all over you.
After giving Death a fresh, clean outfit at the beach, Peter wants him to approach a group of women nearby.
Do you, live around here?
No, I live with my mom.
Let's get out of here.
See you, Josh. Tell your mom we said hi.
Heads up!
Death complains that Peter doesn't know anything about flirting, but Peter insists he learned from the best, Quagmire.
The plight of women in this hemisphere is deplorable. I can bench press 800 pounds. You, me, and Coltrane till dawn. Giggity, 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 giggity. There you go, Peter. One for you, two for me.
You guys go on without me.
Moved by Peter's genuine feelings for Lois, Death recalls a time when he was infatuated with Amy, a pet shop worker, but never dared to ask her out. Peter urges him to go for it. They visit Amy's workplace, but Death is attacked by the animals, making it impossible for Amy to hear anything.
and I was just in the neighborhood, and so I thought that, you...
Outside, Death laments that he'll never win her over, but Peter urges him to find another way, just like he did to win Lois back.
So where is it that you need to go, my new honky friend?
Rhode Island. That's not too far, is it?
Nothing's too far away from Maxine the cheating queen. Women.
On the way back to Rhode Island, Peter even faces a group of ghost-like figures chasing him.
That truck's coming up on us awful fast.
Holy crap! Do you see what I see?
I'm afraid I do.
We're being chased by ghosts!
And the two of them argue until Amy suddenly appears. In a miraculous twist, Death gets a coffee date with his crush. Peter, mischievous as ever, assumes they'll end up doing more than just having coffee.
Hey, who knows? You might even, you know.
I'm not following you.
Intercourse.
Huh.
Death considers changing outfits again, but Peter insists that Amy won't care about his clothes. She'll just be happy to see him, reminiscing about the funny moment when he returned to Lois's house.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God!
Peter accidentally bursts into Carter's bathroom, where he bravely declares his desire to marry Lois. He even refuses $1 million check.
No deal. Lois may be worth $1 million to you, but to me, she's worthless. I love her, Mr. Pewterschmidt.
Oh, Peter.
Finally, Peter discovers his sign. He needs to spend more quality time with Lois. He asks Death to invite Peter Frampton to help him.
Peter Frampton!
Oh, no! God, please, no! I'm too young to die! Are you sure you're not supposed to be at Keith Richards' house?
All right, if you want to live, come with me!
Lois, furious, speeds toward the golf course to confront Peter, but when she arrives, she finds the meaningful gift Peter prepared for her, making her incredibly happy.
Oh, Peter, our song.
Happy anniversary, Lois.
This is the most romantic gift you've ever given me.
Meanwhile, Death, having gone on a date with Amy, finds himself annoyed as she only talks about animals. In frustration, he grants her death.
Check, please.
Number 3. Death helps Peter quit drinking in Season 9, Episode 10. The story begins when Peter and Brian sneak alcohol into a movie theater, leading to an embarrassing drunken mess that disrupts the entire screening.
How I feel about you.
Lisa, get away from him. He's a Nazi. I know Jews is bad, but them's is worse.
Sit down!
Move!
Stop blocking the screen, you jerk!
Things go too far when Peter damages the movie projector, prompting Joe to rush in and arrest him.
We got a report of a disturbance. Oh, what the hell, Peter?
Joe, thank God, there's a situation here.
I've got a sore finger.
I don't give a crap, we got bigger problems.
Peter faces charges for disturbing the peace and vandalism, all because of his drunken antics, and as a result, he's sentenced to 30 days of Alcoholics Anonymous.
Mr. Sarkaby, before we begin, have you ever been convicted of a felony? Yes, but that bitch had it coming. Okay. Your Honor, I'm afraid I have to withdraw this witness, and I am going to those things you said I have to go to.
At home, Brian expresses his frustration about having to attend AA too, while Lois believes that both of them need to learn a lesson. Brian protests, claiming he only drinks socially, not out of addiction, to which Stewie sarcastically replies, yeah, like calling a rapper a poet.
I'm not saying she's a gold digger, but she's not messing with... Who isn't she messing with?
At the Quahog Community Center, after introducing Peter and Brian as the two new members, Bruce invites everyone to share their stories. Naturally, Peter's story stands out as the funniest when he recounts a bet he made with Quagmire and Joe to see who could drink the most beer and still drive.
And you know that water slide in South Attleboro?
Water slide!
Bruce realizes that alcohol is a dangerous trigger in Peter's life and advises him to quit it for his health. However, Brian disagrees and argues that people have lived for thousands of years without AA, much like how many live without religion.
I like you and have no reason not to.
I like you and have no reason not to.
Hey, did you hear about that magic baby that was born in Bethlehem?
The next morning, Lois asks about the AA meeting, and both Peter and Brian express how boring and unhelpful it was. After a heated debate with Brian about AA, Lois snaps and insists that they both complete the 30 days, whether they like it or not.
Wait a minute, Peter. That's it. The issue isn't that these people are alcoholics. They just have nowhere to drink without being judged.
She slams us into the monkey bars, but none of us have the language skills to call her on it.
The following meeting, Peter and Brian smuggle in beer and successfully convince everyone to join in.
I sat here and listened to you bums the other day, and I gotta tell you, I have never seen a duller bunch of pathetic bastards in my life. I don't know who you were when you were drinking, but it sure as hell's gotta be better than who you are when you're sober.
They're able to be themselves, laughing, drinking, and sharing funny stories.
So I clicked on it, and the girl's got a bigger wang than I got.
No way!
No way, right? So I just put my thumb over it, and that got me through the rest of the session.
Bruce soon realizes the trouble when Joe arrives to check up on them, but Peter, always prepared, quickly leads everyone in a nearly 4-minute long song.
License to drive.
Definitely seen it.
That's a shame. What a shame. Who's to blame? Oh, Corey Haim, his name is Mr. Bruce. Mr. Bruce, Mr. B-double-O-Z-E, you must refuse.
Impressed by Peter's commitment to recovery, Joe leaves, allowing everyone to resume drinking, completely intoxicated.
Peter, I'm gonna meet Jenny's cats.
What are you talking about? You hate cats.
I'm going to meet her cats.
Yes, all right, okay, all right. You don't get all cat dog, right?
Brian decides to have a fun night with his new girlfriend, but Peter, still tipsy, asks absurd question.
Hey, where's all the poop go? When in a cat dog, when the cat poops, what does it come out of the dog's mouth? And vice versa? Oh God! Oh, that's some kind of living hell.
Later, Peter drives under the influence, even putting on some relaxing music that lulls him to sleep, causing him to crash into a tree.
That's what happened. All right, look, let's get some music going on in here. Where's the lullaby channel?
A gentle breeze from Hushabye Mountain.
At that moment, Death appears, hoping the deceased is Rosie O'Donnell, but it turns out to be Peter, much to Death's dismay.
Please be Rosie O'Donnell, please be Rosie O'Donnell, please be Rosie O'Donnell. Wait, is it?
After some time with no sign of Peter's soul, Death calls him out of his body.
What happened?
You're dead, jackass. You died in a drunk driving accident.
Oh God, did I hold on to the touchdown pass?
What's wrong with you?
You know what? I was so drunk, my ghost is drunk.
Death offers Peter a second chance at life, but first, he shows him the harmful effects of alcohol and reveals what Peter's future could look like if he keeps drinking.
All right, family, line up for cigar burns.
Ah!
Damn.
No!
Damn.
Ow! Ah!
Stewie humorously impersonates someone else, but somehow Peter still recognizes it's him.
Wait a minute, who are you?
I'm your other son, Macabre, here for my cigar burn, good sir.
Stewie, go on, get out of here, you stupid laugh and cry, F and cry. What's the difference?
Death then takes Peter to the office restroom, where he's having a good time in a stall.
Oh my God, Angela, that felt so good.
All I want to do is please you, Griffin.
Well, that was a good idea you had, dunking your hand in the toilet.
Realizing how many disgusting things he could do while drunk, Peter vows never to touch alcohol again, and Death takes him to a vision of a future without it. Without alcohol, Peter becomes a completely different person, hanging out with boring friends.
Those are your friends over there.
Hey, do you guys mind keeping it down? We're trying to have a conversation here. Some people, gee whiz.
Death then shows him how he would treat his family without drinking.
Meg, back to the hug, all right. Hugs may win it today. And we close with a handshake. And all in time for my big bike ride announcement.
Who the is this jerk?
And Peter feels torn between the choice of drinking or staying sober. Death calmly explains that Peter doesn't need to give up alcohol entirely, just drink responsibly.
You members of the human race have the ability to send a man to the moon and make Justin Long a movie star. With that kind of willpower, don't you think you can learn to put the bottle down just sometimes?
After receiving some much-needed clarity from Death, Peter promises to try his best. He and Brian eventually complete their 30 days of AA, and Peter starts drinking in moderation, much to Lois's delight.
Hey, you want something good?
Just look for the containers that say KFC on them. There's always something good in there.
Dude, that's birds in there. You're eating another bird.
And as for the beer Peter tossed out, it was taken by seagulls. Hilarious, right?
What? That's bird meat, dude. What? No? You're eating a bird. Oh my god. Oh my god!
Number 4. Death helps Peter find God in Season 12, Episode 13. The Griffin family attends a Patriots game, and before the match starts, Peter cracks open a beer to get into the right mindset.
Nothing better than a 7 a.m. beer in an unbrushed mouth.
Lois is concerned about him drinking too much, as he'll need to drive the family home later, but Peter assures her that he's figured out just how many beers he can have and still be able to drive.
7. 6.
Chris, meanwhile, stumbles upon a room called the NFL Experience and excitedly wonders what treasures it holds.
Griffin, get out there! Ow!
It's his knee.
Doc!
You'll never play football again.
Too bad, kid.
You was gonna buy me a house!
Now I have headaches. I'm gonna save my brain for science.
Peter's friends arrive at the game, and while they chat, Peter suddenly spots his CEO and showcases his archery skills, only to find out the CEO is gay.
That's what I can do for the company.
Really? Can you do other things for the company?
No, I don't want to be promoted that way. I want to be promoted to shooting hawks with a crossbow way.
Everyone is having a blast, and Peter declares that it's the best Sunday ever, except for the fact that he still needs to finish writing all of his comedic material for the week.
Hey, where's the monkey rabbi? Here's your Torah. You'll be here on Tuesday at 9. Check in with Shirley.
You gonna need me this week?
Maybe Friday.
Peter's pretty busy making sure the supporting actors' lines are hilarious.
Now where are the gays?
Over here.
No, the really cartoony gays.
Yoo-hoo!
There you are. We're gonna need you guys all week.
As the game nears its climax, Peter eagerly announces that his favorite part is about to happen. 2 drunk guys fighting while carrying their babies.
You're stupid! No, you're stupid!
Then the wives join in by holding cigarettes and boxing.
You got no class, you bitch! No, you got no class!
He laughs before security steps in and hilariously kicks the wrong person out.
Come on, Miyagi, take that karate outside.
Unfortunately, the Patriots lose their 10th straight game, disappointing everyone, especially Peter, who compares it to the time he walked into a bank without pants.
Sir, what are you doing? You have no clothes on.
Must be having one of those dreams again. Better wake myself up. Oh, thank God. Well, time to apply for this small business loan.
At the Clam, Peter and his friends are still upset about the loss. On TV, the winning team members credit God for their victory, which makes Peter wonder if God had a hand in the game.
Time someone told God to stay where he belongs, in our schools, and telling people where they can stick their wieners. Now what do you say? Let's go find God.
All right, I'm in.
Me too.
Let's do this!
Motivated by this thought, Peter convinces everyone to join him in searching for God. However, Joe misinterprets the situation.
Whoa, Joe, what the hell?
What? I thought, find God was a code word.
No, we meant literally go and find him.
Oh. Well, I already texted Bonnie.
You're really only wrong when you text Bonnie and make her think she's free. When Peter tells Lois that he's going to search for God, she dismisses the idea as silly, and Brian is baffled by Peter suddenly showing an interest in football. Peter retorts, saying it's ridiculous that Brian once thought a scratch on his hand was some kind of animal.
What the is that?
The first stop on their quest is a church, where Cleveland hopes to enter like Sherman Hemsley in Amen.
There was a baby's funeral going on in there.
After browsing through a lot of books and magazines, they decide to go to Nashville because Carrie Underwood says she owes her success to God.
Carrie Underwood credits her success to personal relationship with God.
Which could easily be misinterpreted, right? They quickly head there and attend the Country Music Awards, where Peter bumps into Taylor Swift.
Hey, look, there's Taylor Swift. And there's Taylor Not So Swift.
I broke up with a birthday cake.
Ugh, we went on like
2 dates. They meet Carrie, who confirms she knows Jesus but has no idea where God is, leaving the guys disappointed.
Hey, you know I don't like you talking to other guys.
I'm sorry, Jesus.
Whatever. Give me $40. I want to get a Toby Keith hat.
Quagmire suggests they stay and watch the show, but Peter says it makes him feel uncomfortable, like the time he visited the pedophile theater.
We are proud to present Mozart's The Magic Flute, in A minor.
Drake's favorite note, legend has it. At least that's what Kendrick Lamar say.
And you still won't give us an Emmy? Come on! If Modern Family did that joke, you'd be carrying him around on your shoulder.
Cleveland, disheartened, thinks they should give up, but Peter encourages everyone to press on, declaring that finding God can't be harder than finding a block of cheese.
I think the cheese is that way.
I'm pretty sure it's over here.
Guys, finding the cheese is what they want us to do. Let's just chill.
I don't know where they're getting all this weed.
Are you also the god of gift baskets?
I don't know. You tell me.
Rosewood mango candle? Chronos?
I know. It's 4:30, by the way.
They then head to India, the world's most spiritual country, only to leave quickly as Peter insists God is not there.
God is not here.
Their journey continues to Jerusalem, the birthplace of Western religions, but they only encounter a bunch of Mort clones. To add humor, Joe throws coins for them to pick up.
Oh, somebody take a picture.
Quagmire can't believe they haven't found God yet, and before leaving, they narrowly escape an explosion.
Oh, here's our bus to the airport.
Wow, that was super loud.
Back at their familiar bar, Peter apologizes to his friends, admitting that the whole quest was a waste of time, like taking a married man to Vegas.
Then we hit the tables.
I'm already down $30.
Maybe the sports book?
Is that near Caesars? I gotta get Brandy a Celine Dion t-shirt.
And then the strip club.
Guys, we have a 7 a.m. tea time. And are we just gonna bail on the Hoover Dam?
Just when they're at their lowest point, Death appears. Peter immediately asks him to take the group to God. Despite being busy, Death willingly agrees to help, which is truly touching.
Death, we really appreciate you taking us to see God.
No problem. I was supposed to kill Russell Brand, but I'll just do this instead.
Oh, well, wait now. I mean, you could just pick us up after and
Death takes them to heaven, where they finally meet God, but Joe is upset that he still has his disability even in heaven.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Handicapped is still a thing up here.
Oh yeah, you're like this forever.
Peter can't believe they let him into heaven, considering he wasn't even allowed to be a Little League umpire on Earth.
Strike two! And Ricky, you have got the best ass on this field.
The pivotal moment arrives when Peter pleads with God not to interfere with the Patriots anymore. Initially, God insists he doesn't get involved in games, but under Peter's pressure, he admits that he did.
I'm God. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, so you admit it.
Maybe.
Oh my God, it's true?
You don't, pay attention to how much each individual tips at each meal, right?
God blames Coach Bill Belichick for not smiling after winning 3rd place in the Super Bowl. While they argue, a guy complains that his door is locked.
I'm locked out of my room again?
Oh, yeah, go directly to the boss. Don't even try to ask an employee.
You gotta lock the doors in heaven?
One guy lost a laptop and everybody went nuts.
God offers a deal. If Peter and his friends can make Belichick laugh, the Patriots will win. Peter is thrilled as he's an expert at making people laugh and was once a photographer for famous people.
Okay, look over there. Who's that? Who loves you over there? That's right. Can you smile for nanny number 2? That's it. There you go. And your mommy said that she'll be able to Skype at 8:30 if drinks don't turn into dinner.
Their efforts to get Bill to laugh meet strong resistance, and Bill tells them to leave. Just as they're about to give up, Peter's description of Joe's treatment method finally makes Bill laugh.
Sorry for wasting your time, Coach. We gotta get to the hospital anyway. Our friend Joe here has to have his fluids changed every 72 hours or else he swells up and his eyes turn yellow.
Peter excitedly declares this as his greatest achievement since flying over the ocean in 1920.
Viva Pierre Griffin! Incroyable!
Don't look in there. It's all craps. All right, we gotta put toilets in these things if we're gonna be in them for more than 2 hours.
In the end, God agrees to leave the Patriots alone, and Peter joyfully pats God's bald head, making him nervous. Death then reveals that God is autistic.
Come here, you. Get off me! Get off me! What the hell?
God's mildly autistic. You can't touch him, especially on the head.
Returning home, Lois can't believe Peter went through all that trouble just to plead for the Patriots. But Peter reveals there was one more thing he asked for.
Oh, I asked for one more thing.
What's happening?
Don't look at her. Don't look at her. It's okay. Just go with it. It'll all be over in a second.
Number 5. Death helps Peter travel back in time. Season 5, Episode 18. At the Clam, Peter and Brian were having beers with their buddies. Quagmire bragged about his amazing single life, dating different women.
Women have a fourth hole.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it's only visible if you're looking from exactly the right angle, like the entrance to Hogwarts.
Peter felt envious because he was stuck playing with his kids.
That's where the fourth hole is, right there in the back of the knee.
Joe mentioned he hadn't been wild since he was 18, making Peter regret his own youth. He was dating Lois back then, so he missed out on the fun, except for one time he rode a mechanical bull at a bar.
Oh my God, how embarrassing! Look how much fun I am!
Oh, come on,
Peter
man.
felt like he wasted half his life and would trade anything to be 18 again. Like
No one deserves to have to see that.
those kids on spring break.
Grim news from Daytona, Florida, where the remains of 3 female college students were found near a local nightclub. Reports suggest that all 3 were violated sexually before being brutally murdered.
Oh man, see that? Everybody's getting laid but me.
Just then, the TV broke, and while fixing it, Horace fell and passed out, triggering a false alarm that summoned death.
Damn, I drove all the way out here. I had to cancel another appointment.
What type of shit?
Never liked to be too far away from Mike Wallace.
Seeing an opportunity, Peter begged Death to let him be 18 again. Luckily, Death agreed, but only for one night. Back at 18, the first person Peter met was Cleveland. After a long hello, Cleveland invited Peter to a bar in an hour. Peter felt great, saying he'd live his 18-year-old life to the fullest and be wilder than Hellraiser.
Hey, honey, you want some salt for your steak?
Yeah, sure.
Ah, gotcha. That's more salt than you wanted.
Lois appeared in a swimsuit, looking stunning at 18. Her presence mesmerized the guys, especially Brian.
Son of a bitch.
After a swim, Lois told Peter she was excited about their movie date that night, but Peter acted like a longtime husband, ditching Lois to party with Cleveland at the bar.
But we had a date.
Could I wham my Oingo Boingo into your velvet underground?
At the bar, the first thing Peter did was play Menstrual Miss Pac-Man.
What? What?
Jeez. Nothing, bitch.
He then met Molly Ringwald, a huge 80s star, and quickly became smitten.
Molly Ringwald?
Yeah, how's it going?
Wow, you're the biggest star in the world right now. What are you doing here?
Oh, I like to hook up with random bar guys.
Lucky for me, huh? No, a hobby's good.
Death appeared, returning Peter to the present and hoping he was satisfied. Peter, pleased, compared the trip to the time he stumbled into a single women's club.
Do you like cake?
Yes.
Do you like my ass?
Yes.
Do you want to eat cake off my ass?
What kind of cake?
Angel food cake.
Well, Rusty, looks like we're gonna eat our way out of another jam.
I've had that offer before. Due to certain circumstances in the situation, I had to give her the nay-no, which is me saying hell no.
Unexpected surprises awaited Peter. The next morning, he woke up in shock to find Molly Ringwald beside him instead of Lois. He couldn't comprehend what was happening and collapsed.
Molly Ringwald? You're my wife?
We've been married for 20 years. What's wrong with you?
Hi, I'm Judd Nelson. I crash here once or twice a week.
Downstairs, he shared the bizarre event with Brian. Brian suspected they had altered the past, but Peter dismissed it, comparing it to Tom Cruise always running in his movies.
Wow, that cameraman has nice strong arms. You can't catch me, gay thoughts!
They saw Lois at Quagmire's house, and Peter, furious, blamed her for sleeping with Quagmire, not realizing that his meddling in the past had caused Lois to marry Quagmire.
Morning, Pete. Hope you and Molly can still join us for dinner tonight. Come here, baby. Let's go play schoolgirl and guy who has sex with schoolgirl.
Peter, clueless, only grasped what happened when Brian explained the time travel consequences. That evening, Peter's family had dinner at Quagmire's. Peter, horrified, saw Stewie and Chris carrying Quagmire's genes and reassured himself not to freak out like when his goldfish died.
It's okay. You don't have to eat it now. You're just sleeping. You'll eat it later. You'll eat it later, Lieutenant Shiny Shines. Ah!
During dinner, Meg gazed at Peter with a predatory look, thanks to her perfect blend of Quagmire genes.
What can I say? I'm a vegetarian. Oh!
Seeing his wife swoon over another man was too much for Peter. He privately apologized to Lois, admitting it was a huge mistake. They should have been the ones to marry, but Lois laughed, saying it was too late, as Peter had chosen to party with his friends over her back then.
Hey, Lois, I'm ready for your pie. And you made dessert, too. Oh!
Oh, Glenn, I love all your sex jokes and your dirty puns. Let's go upstairs and do it.
Okay!
At the Clam, Peter was desperate, seeing his wife and kids happy with someone else. He was determined to beg Death to take him back to when he was 18 to fix everything. However, for Death to appear, someone had to die, and that was George's wife, Jana, who fell from a flying car.
No, 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 no. I took this one out for you. You take this one, I keep this. You are not taking my whole wallet so you can go shopping.
I was just gonna buy some groceries.
Bull crap.
Death appeared again and took Peter back to that moment, but Peter messed it up 2 more times before finally succeeding on the 3rd try. However, he got tempted by Cleveland's enticing invitation to go out. Just as Peter was joyfully dancing, Brian reminded him they were there for Lois. Realizing his mistake, Peter called on Death again, but was refused help because Death had already helped him too many times.
I haven't screwed up this bad since I bought Joe Piscopo that barbell set. All right, Joe, now don't get carried away with this.
Don't worry, Peter. I'll only work out during my downtime.
Feeling hopeless, Peter went to Lois's house to apologize, offering to make amends and promising to make it up to her. However, she seemed uninterested because she already had plans to go dancing with Quagmire. Brian reminded Peter that he had to stop Quagmire and Lois from kissing at the dance, or he would lose his family forever. But first, let's party a bit.
Peter! Oh, God, sorry, you're right. Let's go to the dance.
At the dance, Quagmire didn't waste time wooing Lois, claiming she deserved a gentleman like him instead of Peter.
You deserve a gentleman.
Oh, Glenn, you're so sweet. Oh, something poked me.
It's okay. It's just my wang.
Peter and Brian, lacking invitations, sneaked in through the air ducts, but Peter's weight caused them to break and fall, killing someone.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, you're sorry? Who's gonna play guitar?
Brian played music while Peter pleaded with Lois for a dance, but she remained angry and refused. In desperation, Peter punched Quagmire to win Lois back. After a fiery kiss, Peter rekindled Lois's love and proposed, setting things right. To celebrate, Brian sang Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up beautifully. You
probably has something to do with him beating up her husband in front of her. Don't do it. Better pull out a knife.
should rewatch this episode for the full song experience from Brian.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna roll around.
Whoa, big guy. But you're probably never even gonna see him again.
In Family Guy, Peter Griffin's crazy ideas often get him into serious trouble, putting his life at risk. Whether it's dangerous stunts or outrageous plans, his impulsive nature and lack of foresight often lead to near-death experiences. Peter's obsession with being the center of attention takes a dangerous turn when he deliberately tries to get sick. His stunts quickly spiral out of control, landing him in the hospital with a critical condition.
You know, I even won a deep voice contest with Joe yesterday.
Peter boasts to Lois about winning a deep voice contest against Joe the day before. His comment reflects his usual need to draw attention to himself, even in trivial situations. Peter feels overly proud of winning a deep voice contest against Joe, which adds a funny touch to the moment. His excitement over something so small highlights how much he craves attention, often leading to ridiculous behavior. This ties back to how his constant need for validation causes problems in the episode.
What happened to your voice?
Oh, you know what happened, you sexy minx. My white blood cells attacked the pathogens and created antibodies, and then the pathogens were filtered out by my kidneys into my urine and then expelled from my body, you slut.
Peter's response about his voice is filled with ridiculous over-explaining. turning a basic question into a dramatic science lesson. His outburst shows how overconfident he becomes in situations, even when he's clueless. His behavior reflects his constant need to appear knowledgeable, even when it doesn't make sense. This moment is another example of Peter's over-the-top behavior, of how his misguided ideas escalate into situations that almost harm him.
But boy, that sick voice of yours was hot.
Lois's comment about Peter's sick voice being attractive serves as a subtle and humorous trigger for his growing obsession with gaining attention. Her playful remarks feed Peter's ego, making him believe that being unwell could somehow make him more desirable or interesting. This fuels his desire to exaggerate his symptoms and keep the attention focused on him, pushing him to make increasingly reckless choices. This idea quickly gets out of hand, putting Peter's health in serious danger and showing how his need for attention often ends up causing him more trouble than it's worth.
I gotta make myself sick again and get that voice back.
Peter's fixation on regaining his sick voice shows how far he'll go for attention, even if it means risking his health. He shares his reckless plan with Brian, who immediately points out how terrible the idea is, but Peter seems determined to ignore common sense. This moment highlights his tendency to chase validation in dangerous ways, setting himself up for more trouble than he can handle.
Okay, go ahead and spit.
No!
It's okay, go ahead.
Peter's desperation to regain his sick voice takes a bizarre turn when he visits a dentist and asks the most shocking favor imaginable. While the dentist advises his patient to spit during a routine procedure,
every time I see this scene, it makes me feel like I'm about to throw up a little bit at least.
Peter takes it to a disgusting level, requesting the dentist to spit directly into his mouth. This moment showcases how far Peter is willing to go for attention, disregarding all boundaries and common decency. And it hilariously highlights his unending pursuit of the spotlight at the expense of his health and dignity.
All right, Chris, I figured out a great way to get sick. I'm gonna be a woman at work who cannot get sick right now.
Peter's obsession with getting sick leads him to come up with a ridiculous new plan. He pretends to embody the desperation of a busy woman who can't afford to fall ill, deciding to go to extremes to achieve his goal. In a foolish attempt, he licks Lindsay Lohan's dessert fork, believing it will make him sick, and even asks a waiter for cocaine, showing how outrageous and reckless his actions become in his pursuit of attention and a sexy voice.
Do I sound sexy? Tell me I sound sexy!
Peter's desperate need to sound more appealing leads him to take dangerous risks. When he comes back from the dentist, he's barely holding himself together, but still insists on knowing if he sounds attractive. His obsession blinds him to how bad his condition really is. Pushing himself too far, his body finally gives up, and he collapses after vomiting, ending up in the hospital. This incident demonstrates Peter's pattern of pushing dangerous ideas too far, risking his life for superficial and unnecessary reasons. Peter's careless idea to dig up Native American remains in his backyard sets off a chain of terrifying supernatural events. His reckless actions bring a dangerous curse upon his family, and Peter himself faces life-threatening consequences as chaos unfolds around him.
Freaking Joe with his home theater has to top everything I do. Well, tomorrow I'm gonna go to that Home Supply and I'm gonna build an entire multiplex.
After coming back from Joe's house, Peter feels jealous of Joe's impressive home theater. He decides to outdo him by planning something even bigger, a full movie multiplex at his own house. This shows how Peter's need to compete leads him to come up with the wild ideas to prove he's the better man, but he often creates unnecessary chaos and puts him in trouble. Peter's jealousy often leads to over-the-top decisions, and this time, it starts with him visiting Joe's house and seeing his impressive home theater. What begins as a simple plan to impress quickly spirals into one of Peter's outrageous ideas that put him and his family in danger. His desire to compete not only creates chaos, but also sets the stage for the supernatural events that nearly cost him his life.
Hey, look what I found!
Peter's habit of turning even the simplest situations into chaos takes center stage when he eagerly shows Brian what he unearthed in the backyard. He reveals a Native American skull with pride, paying no attention to the creepy feeling or the consequences of disturbing such ancient remains. His excitement quickly spirals into trouble as spooky things start happening around the house. What begins as a funny moment of curiosity turns into yet another example of how Peter's wild and impulsive ideas always lead to disaster.
Wow, authentic Native American remains. Peter, I'd put that back if I were you. You may be disturbing a sacred burial site.
Peter's wild curiosity gets him into serious trouble again when he finds what he thinks is a cool discovery in his backyard. He proudly shows Brian a Native American skull he unearthed, but Brian quickly warns him that he might have just disturbed a sacred burial site. Instead of taking Brian's advice, Peter, I really think you should put that back where you found it. Peter ignores the potential danger and gets even more excited about his find. Peter's careless decision to dig up the Native American skull leads to a series of scary and dangerous events. His failure to realize the seriousness of the situation puts both himself and his family in great danger.
Hey, look, it's Robin Williams. Blah, 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 black preacher voice.
In this scene, Peter sees what he thinks is the spirit of Robin Williams and gets overly excited. He starts rambling on and imitating a black preacher's voice, turning what should be a scary moment into something ridiculous and funny. His exaggerated reaction and lack of understanding of the real danger around him just add to the humor. Peter takes a simple situation and makes it way more chaotic than it needs to be.
You know, Peter, we wouldn't have to be messing around with ghosts if you hadn't desecrated those Indian remains.
Brian is frustrated with Peter for causing all the chaos with the ghosts. He reminds Peter that the whole mess started because of his reckless decision to disturb the Native American remains in the backyard. Brian points out that if Peter hadn't been so careless, they wouldn't be dealing with angry spirits now. The comic element comes from the fact that Peter doesn't really take responsibility for his actions and continues to get them into more trouble.
Probably a bad time to mention I'm wearing the skull as an athletic cup.
Peter humorously reveals that he's been using the Native American skull as an athletic cup. This ridiculous statement comes at a tense moment when the family is dealing with the supernatural chaos Peter caused by disturbing the sacred remains. The comedy lies in the absurdity of Peter's actions and his complete disregard for the gravity of the situation. Instead of recognizing the seriousness of the consequences, Peter casually jokes about wearing the skull in a way that makes light of the entire disaster.
Well, Chief, time for you to go back where you came from.
In the episode Death Lives, Peter gets struck by lightning during a golf game and ends up meeting Death himself. As Peter reflects on his life, he gains a fresh perspective and learns an important lesson about appreciating his wife, Lois. The episode mixes humor with heartfelt moments as Peter navigates his near-death experience.
That was close. Huh, that looks dangerous. Somebody's gonna get hurt.
Peter, as usual, narrowly avoids disaster without fully grasping how close he came to real harm. His casual remark, "That was close," acting like it's no big deal. When he notices the obvious threat in front of him, his reaction is more observational than alarmed, as if he's narrating a nature documentary rather than staring danger in the face. Instead of stepping back, he calmly predicts somebody is going to get hurt, while staying exactly where he is, showing his usual mix of cluelessness and laid-back attitude that somehow makes every situation even funnier.
You again? Oh, Death, please don't take me now.
Peter reacts in his usual dramatic and over-the-top way when faced with Death, pleading for his life at the most inconvenient time. In his usual fashion, he acts completely unaware of the absurdity of the situation. Instead of facing Death with seriousness, he's frantic and scared, attempting to bargain with it as if he's in control. This mix of fear and denial highlights Peter's tendency to panic in life or death moments, adding his signature humor to an otherwise serious situation.
You're not dying. You're just having a near-death experience.
Peter, always the optimist, reacts to his near-death moments like he's just missed the last piece of pizza. Instead of realizing the severity of the situation, he's confused, looking around and acting like he's just stumbled into an awkward family gathering. He doesn't grasp the danger, trying to joke his way out of it. It's like he's thinking, well, if I survive this, I'm definitely telling this story at the next barbecue.
My God, that's me!
Peter, ever the self-absorbed character, suddenly realizes something that leaves him both surprised and a little too impressed with himself. Instead of taking a moment to reflect or panic, he points at himself, almost in disbelief, like he's discovered a hidden talent. It's as if he's seeing his own reflection for the first time and saying, wow, that's one handsome guy right there. Naturally, Peter's focus shifts away from the danger proving once again that nothing gets in the way of his self-love. Here, Peter convinces his friends to explore an old haunted asylum to make a horror movie. Things quickly spiral out of control when creepy events make the gang question if the asylum is actually cursed.
If we want to write a scary movie, we need to do it somewhere scary.
Peter's friend suggests that to write a proper scary movie, they need to immerse themselves in a genuinely frightening environment. Peter, always quick to act without thinking, latches onto the idea and immediately decides they should go somewhere ridiculously haunted. It's the perfect setup for Peter's wild plans to lead everyone straight into chaos, proving once again that his determination is only matched by his lack of caution.
Well, I got an idea. You know, I like them horror movies where you got a couple of teenagers getting busy in their cab.
Peter, always full of big ideas, starts brainstorming with his usual quirky imagination. He suggests making their scary movie in the classic style of teen horror films, where young couples get into trouble while parked in a car. Of course, Peter's suggestion is less about plot development and more about his offbeat sense of humor, setting the tone for yet another one of his unpredictable plans.
You guys, I'm scared. You remember that movie, The Blob? What if the Blob?
Peter, true to form, starts panicking when the situation gets too intense, openly admitting he's terrified. His imagination runs wild as he jumps to the idea of facing a classic movie monster like the Blob. Instead of coming up with a plan, he suggests the most Peter-like solution, running away, proving once again that bravery isn't exactly his strong suit.
I've been trying to help you.
The hook-handed soldier reveals that he's been trying to assist all along, adding an unexpected twist to the chaos. The hook-handed soldier explains he was trying to help, which turns the situation on its head. His scary appearance and the creepy setting make his words unexpected, showing not everything in the asylum is truly dangerous. This twist lightens the mood and adds humor, keeping with Family Guy's style of making fun of horror cliches.
Oh, God, he's a war hero.
Oh, he's dead. What have we done? We killed an innocent man.
Peter's friends are hit with a wave of guilt and panic after realizing the man they were afraid of was actually a war hero. The moment is full of regret as they process that their actions led to the death of an innocent person. It's a mix of dark humor and shock, highlighting how their wild adventure spiraled out of control in the most unexpected and tragic way.
You're gonna have to kill me first.
Not with my shovel, that's grander.
Peter and his friends are in a heated argument, both on the brink of attacking each other. Peter, in his usual reckless style, boldly declares he won't back down. However, his friend quickly makes it clear he isn't going to use his brand new shovel for such a confrontation. The tension builds up, showcasing how Peter's impulsive ideas often lead to situations that could have disastrous consequences. This moment is a perfect example of Peter's ability to stir up chaos and nearly get himself and others into serious trouble. It's classic Peter, mixing bravery with a touch of absurdity as he dives headfirst into another chaotic situation. In this interesting episode, Peter's obsession with getting a coupon from a giant chicken leads to another dangerous fight. Despite their past, Peter's reckless decision to engage with the chicken nearly puts him in harm's way, proving once again how his impulsive actions almost get him killed.
There's nothing like a party at someone else's house. You never have to worry about cleaning up the mess.
In this scene, Peter reacts to Meg telling him about a party by mentioning how much he enjoys going to other people's parties. He explains that he likes it because there's no need to worry about cleaning up afterward. This shows Peter's tendency to seek out situations where he benefits without taking responsibility, reflecting his carefree and sometimes irresponsible nature.
You should pick up a chicken strip party pack for all your friends. Here's a coupon.
Peter is given a coupon for a chicken strip party pack meant for all his friends. The coupon offered by a giant chicken adds to the absurdity of the situation, highlighting Peter's tendency to get caught up in ridiculous and often dangerous antics. This leads to another chaotic moment in the episode, showing how Peter's actions frequently get him into trouble.
Oh yeah, and that nice chicken outside gave me this coupon.
Peter receives a coupon from a giant chicken and tries to use it at the store, but the cashier girl tells him that, "I'm sorry, this has expired." This frustrates Peter, leading him to take extreme action. Instead of letting it go, his anger pushes him to chase down the chicken. Peter's impulsive reaction shows how his need to prove a point or get revenge often leads him into dangerous and chaotic situations, which could have serious consequences for his well-being.
Chicken gave me a bad coupon.
Peter's plan to use the expired coupon turns into a dangerous mess when his anger takes over. After realizing it's no longer valid, he attacks the giant chicken in frustration, and the fight gets out of hand quickly. They end up pushing each other off a bridge onto a truck, causing chaos. The truck driver crashes the vehicle in confusion, and both Peter and the chicken end up hanging from a helicopter. This wild struggle for a simple discount nearly costs Peter his life, showing how his impulsive actions can lead to dangerous situations. Here, Peter tries to save his favorite bar, the Drunken Clam, from being shut down. His over-the-top efforts to protect the place drags his friends and himself into a dangerous situation. This thing highlights how his impulsive actions can easily escalate into life-threatening trouble.
What the hell? Hey, pal, what are you doing? This is our bar.
In this scene, Peter and his friends are shocked to find their favorite bar, the Drunken Clam, closed. When they confront the person in charge, they discover that the bar is no longer theirs. It's now owned by a bank, and the change leaves Peter furious and confused. This moment sets the stage for Peter's wild plan to save the bar, which leads him and his friends into a series of dangerous and risky situations.
That was the start of the dark times. The banks took our bars, our businesses, and then our homes. A change had to be made. A change only one man could make. I am the wind maker.
At this moment, Peter reflects on how the community is suffering due to banks taking over their businesses, bars, and homes. His frustration leads him to believe that only he can bring about the necessary change. With this grand sense of purpose, he decides to take action, presenting himself as the one capable of making things right. I am the wind maker. Peter's exaggerated thinking leads him to believe that he alone can fix everything, which drives him to take drastic actions. This way of thinking often causes him to come up with risky and extreme plans, showing how his attempts to solve problems can lead to dangerous situations.
We ain't going nowhere. This bar belongs to us.
Peter and his friends firmly believe that the bar they love belongs to them, and they are not going to give it up without a fight. This shows Peter's determination to protect what he cares about, even if his approach is absurd. In his mind, he is standing up for what is right, but his intense commitment to the cause often leads to wild and dangerous consequences, as he is willing to take extreme steps to save the bar, putting himself and others at risk.
I want you to go in there and end this thing.
I'll do my best, sir.
In this scene, Peter's decision to fight for the bar puts everyone in a dangerous situation.
Dang, baby girl looked like she got plowed out. Somehow she does not look sad.
The police have surrounded the Clam, and the officer orders Joe, one of Peter's friends, to go inside and shoot Peter. This highlights how Peter's stubborn effort to save the bar leads to severe consequences, risking not only his life, but also the lives of his friends. Peter's over-the-top actions often escalate into risky situations where his idea of standing up for what he loves puts everyone in harm's way.
Look, they're sending Joe in. Joe, wait. Put your gun down. There's no point in fighting anymore. We'll leave quietly.
Peter's realization that his actions have led to a dangerous situation for him and his friends hits him hard. Seeing that Joe, his close friend, is being sent in to possibly harm them breaks Peter's spirit. He understands that continuing the fight over the bar is no longer worth it, and that it has gone too far. His decision to surrender shows how his well-intentioned but extreme actions nearly led to the destruction of their friendship and their lives. Peter's plan to save the bar ultimately put everything he valued in danger. In a shot in the dark, Peter accidentally shoots Cleveland Jr., creating a controversial situation. His attempts to fix things only makes matters worse, even causing Cleveland's house to burn down, which leads Peter into more dangerous situations.
Hey guys, you better come with me. There's some weird big-nosed guy hiding in the bushes outside some chick's house.
His insane actions seem to only get worse when his friends point out the strange behavior of a big-nosed guy outside a house. It's just another example of how Peter often causes bigger problems instead of solving them. Despite his attempt to fix things, Peter only seems to make things worse for himself and his friends.
Hold it right there. I'm warning you. Hands where I can see them. Cleveland Jr.?
Peter's reckless and hasty actions reach new heights when he accidentally shoots Cleveland Jr. during a nighttime watch. Thinking he sees a threat, Peter panics and shoots, only to realize he's hurt Cleveland Jr. Instead of carefully considering the situation, Peter reacts impulsively, which leads to a big mess. The humor comes from how ridiculous the whole thing is, as Peter's fear and quick decision-making turn a simple street watch into complete chaos. This shows how Peter's quick decision and lack of thought often put him and those around him in dangerous situations.
Mr. Griffin, you shot me! Oh my God!
Peter is horrified to discover that he has shot Cleveland Jr. after mistaking him for a threat during a nighttime watch. Cleveland Jr., shocked and in pain, exclaims in disbelief that Peter shot him. Peter, panicking and overwhelmed by the realization of what he's done, reacts with genuine horror. The situation quickly turns from a moment of confusion and fear to one of comic absurdity as Peter faces the consequences of his rash actions.
I just dodged a bullet.
Peter expresses relief in a funny way after almost getting into a dangerous situation. When he says, "I just dodged the bullet," he's showing that he often doesn't fully understand the consequences of his nasty actions. Only after the danger is over does he realize how close he came to causing a big problem. This line is humorous because Peter is so casual about almost making a big mistake.
I thought someone was breaking into your house, and I panicked. It was dark.
At this moment, Peter tries to explain himself to Cleveland Jr.'s parents in the hospital. He says that he thought someone was breaking into their house, which made him panic and act without thinking. He also points out that it was dark, which made the situation even more confusing and caused him to make a mistake. This moment shows how Peter often jumps to conclusions without fully understanding what's going on, leading to big problems like accidentally shooting Cleveland Jr.
You're nothing but a worthless bigot.
In the hospital, Cleveland Jr.'s father is very
racist,
angry at Peter for shooting his son.
What Peter was doing was already racist.
A worthless bigot, showing just how upset he is about what happened. This moment shows how serious Peter's mistake is, and how his impulsive actions have hurt Cleveland's family. Cleveland's father is furious because Peter's quick reaction caused him to harm his son. Peter is surprised by how mad Cleveland's dad is, which highlights how Peter often doesn't realize the consequences of his actions until it's too late. The humor here comes from Peter not fully understanding the seriousness of what he's done, while Cleveland Jr. reacts in an over-the-top way. In The Man with Two Brians, Peter tries to impress his family by performing a dangerous stunt, but things go horribly wrong. He crashes into the water and almost drowns, narrowly escaping death.
These guys are hilarious. They do so much funny stuff. We should try some of that stuff.
While watching a TV show with his friends, Peter gets an idea to try out some of the hilarious stunts he sees on the screen. Ignoring the risks, he enthusiastically suggests they should recreate those moments for fun. As expected, Peter's reckless enthusiasm leads to chaos and danger, nearly putting him in harm's way. This scene highlights how Peter's impulsive ideas often result in disastrous situations that almost get him killed, all in the name of trying to have a good time.
I'm Peter Griffin, and this is Shopping Cart, Roof Shopping Cart. Guys.
Inspired by the crazy stunts on TV, Peter boldly announces he's about to do something outrageous. He sets up a dangerous stunt involving a shopping cart, eager to mimic what he saw. In typical Peter fashion, his lack of caution turns the situation into a risky disaster, almost getting him seriously hurt. This moment, once again, shows how his impulsive ideas lead to trouble, all in the name of fun, with no real thought for the consequences.
What does it look like? What do I do? What is that? What is that? I feel something. I'm scared.
After Peter falls off the roof while attempting his dangerous stunt, he's left terrified and confused. His desperate groans show just how serious the situation is. Peter's impulsive ideas and lack of foresight almost cost him his life. In his panic, he repeatedly expresses his fear, realizing just how foolish his actions were. This scene is another clear example of how Peter's impulsive decisions, like trying stunts he sees on TV, almost end up costing him his life.
Okay, I'm Peter Griffin, and I am the greatest American hero. My special power is being somehow memorable after a very short run on TV.
In the scene, Peter is recording a TV show where he proudly declares himself the greatest American hero. His confidence is misplaced as his special power is just being memorable for a short time, much like fleeting TV characters. This moment perfectly captures Peter's tendency to jump into wild ideas without fully understanding the consequences. His eagerness to showcase himself as a hero, even in a comedic and self-aware way, adds to the absurdity of how his ideas often put him in dangerous situations.
Never play Steve-O in Jackass, men, unless they gonna run you all the money.
Help! Help! I think my arm is broken!
Oh.
I thought I was gonna die.
Peter's reckless idea nearly led him to drown when he found himself in a dangerous situation. He panicked, convinced that he was going to die, and his cries for help were met with urgency from Brian and his friend, who rushed to save him. This is yet another example of how Peter's impulsive actions often land him in life-threatening scenarios. His need for adventure without considering the risks almost cost him his life in this instance, making for a dramatic yet comedic moment. In this episode, Peter avoids reading books by getting hooked on 1980s CDs, thinking it will make him seem cool. His obsession gets out of hand and leads to a dangerous accident, putting him in a coma and showing how his reckless ideas often lead to serious trouble.
I can top that. I ain't ever read a book in my entire life.
That's not a brag.
At the party, when everyone was discussing books, Peter confidently declared that he had never read a book in his entire life. Instead of impressing the crowd, his statement left them shocked, causing them to leave. This moment highlighted Peter's proud yet clueless attitude as he saw his lack of reading as something to brag about, not realizing it would make others lose interest in him. This set the stage for his later attempts to fix the situation, which spiraled into chaos.
You guys have 1984?
We've got it on CD.
Okay, boring book. 1984. I am ready for you to be lame and a book and not something unexpected.
At the library, Peter went looking for the book 1984, but discovered they had it on CD instead. He started listening, thinking it would be boring, but he got completely hooked. What started as simple interest turned into full-blown obsession, with Peter taking the story so seriously that he began copying its hellish ideas in real life. His strange behavior worried everyone and eventually caused trouble, showing how Peter's over-the-top reactions can quickly create chaos.
I guess my Van Halen days are over. No. Those days are behind me. I made a promise to a pancake.
In this scene, Peter, who had promised his wife to stop his weird behavior, finds himself tempted by a rooster on the road. The rooster challenges him to a race, and Peter, unable to resist, agrees. His impulsive decision leads him into a dangerous situation where his promise to his wife is forgotten. This reflects how Peter's poor judgment and inability to think things through often result in him nearly getting hurt, all for the thrill of the moment. This situation perfectly captures how Peter's need for excitement consistently puts him in harm's way, creating chaos, not just for himself, but for those around him.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Griffin, but your husband is in a coma.
The doctor tells Lois that Peter has fallen into a coma after his extreme binge-watching stunt. His over-the-top plan to watch non-stop shows pushed his body past its limits and left him unconscious. This shows how Peter's wild ideas not only risk his safety, but also cause stress for his family, who have to deal with the consequences.
Mrs. Griffin, I have some bad news. Your husband is brain dead. I'm afraid it's time for you to make your choice.
The doctor carefully tells Lois that Peter is brain dead after his binge-watching marathon ended in disaster. He explains that she now has to make some serious decisions about his future. This moment hits hard, as it highlights how Peter's reckless behavior doesn't just endanger him, but also places an emotional burden on his family. Despite Peter's chaotic and carefree ways, this situation forces everyone to face the serious consequences of his impulsive actions, adding a layer of gravity to his usual antics. Peter's poor choices push Meg into making risky decisions that lead her into trouble, putting the whole family in danger. His lack of thinking about what might happen because of his actions nearly causes disaster, showing how Peter's ideas often create life-threatening situations.
That's stupid. You don't know anything about horses and you're in terrible shape.
In this episode, Peter decides to participate in the rodeo. Lois immediately reacts with concern. She points out that it's a bad idea, criticizing Peter's lack of experience with horses and his poor physical condition. Her reaction highlights how reckless Peter's decisions often are, his enthusiasm for doing something risky without considering the consequences, especially when he's completely unprepared.
You know, that's the difference between you and me, Lois. When life comes knocking at the door, you go and hide in the kitchen. I fling the door wide open and I say, Peter Griffin here.
Peter reacts strongly to Lois telling him he can't participate in the rodeo. She points out that he doesn't know anything about horses and is in bad shape. But Peter's response is to challenge her opinion. His desire to prove Lois wrong and show he can do it leads him to participate in the rodeo, despite having no experience or training.
Who says I couldn't be a rodeo star? I got more cowboy blood in me than Billy the Kid.
Peter decides to take on the rodeo challenge after Lois tells him he can't do it. With his typical stubbornness, Peter confidently declares that he has more cowboy blood in him than Billy the Kid, showing his usual overconfidence and determination to prove a point. He believes that just because Lois doubts him, it's the perfect opportunity to prove her wrong.
You know what I am back at the ranch? I'm a breeding bull.
Peter gets on a bull at the rodeo to prove Lois wrong after she doubts his ability to be a rodeo star. When the bull speaks, saying he's a breeding bull at the ranch, it humorously highlights how Peter is out of his league. The bull's casual introduction shows how Peter's idea to take part in the rodeo without any real knowledge of what he's doing is reckless. His overconfidence leads him into a dangerous situation as he literally faces a bull that has much more experience in this dangerous sport. This moment is a perfect example of how Peter's impulsive decisions often lead to life-threatening scenarios, and in this case, it nearly gets him seriously hurt.
I got a house on the Cape. Maybe you come visit. Maybe you call a few days in advance to give me time to get the house clean. Maybe you bring a blazer so we can go to a wider range of restaurants.
Peter's attempt
I wonder if that's how Diddy convinced Meek Mill. We gonna edit that out.
to become a rodeo star goes horribly wrong. When he faces off with the bull, after getting knocked down, the bull humorously gives Peter a list of terms for sparing his life, like visiting his house in the Cape under certain conditions. The bull's calm and straightforward tone contrasts with Peter's impulsive and unprepared approach, showing how Peter's reckless decision leads to a dangerous and absurd situation. His dream of being a cowboy turns into a big mistake, highlighting how his lack of planning almost gets him killed. In a funny and chaotic way, Peter's insane ideas often lead to dangerous situations for his family, whether it's attempting wild stunts or making impulsive decisions. His lack of thinking ahead almost always puts him in harm's way. His actions might be funny, but they constantly show how his lack of awareness nearly gets him and those around him into serious trouble.
The moral of this video is, if you do stuff that you know you have to do when you don't want to do it, you're brave. But if you do stuff you know you shouldn't do just to prove to anyone else that you are brave, just makes you goofy.
Ah, Meg. The innocent, unfortunate punching bag. Or is she? Well, let me tell you, she may be no Stewie, but the forgotten griffin is anything but harmless.
My house now.
So today, I'm ranking Meg's crimes from community service tier to lock her up and throw away the key tier. And we're starting off strong with the time the Griffin family tried their hands at the oldest profession in the book. As usual, things get weird. When Chris gets expelled from public school and shipped off to an expensive private academy, the family scrambles to come up with the cash to cover his tuition.
We all have our vices. Got an extra job just to put me through school?
We all did, Chris. Meg and I have been working nights.
I gotta say, their solution is equal parts absurd and horrifying. Although somehow I imagine Peter pulling off the profession better than Meg.
Hey, looking for a good time, sweet cheek?
Oh my God.
Peter, get in the car.
Okay, but it'll cost you.
It's eerie, isn't it? Like looking into the future.
Dang, Stewie's prediction was pretty spot on. You know what would be really crazy though? If Meg actually got any customers.
I'll take the one on the right.
Well, once again, Meg, I'll be back in an hour.
Of course, Lois gets picked up pretty quickly because, duh. Meanwhile, poor Meg is left standing alone, which, let's be fair, is hardly surprising. Now, whether Meg got any business or not don't matter. She's still going to jail for at least 6 months and paying a $1,000 fine. Like most teenage girls, Meg is willing to do a lot to get her hands on shiny new fashion. But how many teenagers are willing to fraudulently exploit their infant brother for a designer purse? And it's all thanks to some good old peer pressure.
I love the color of your Prada bag. Hey, Meg, you want to come to lunch? Oh, you know what? There's no room in my car for your big, ugly purse.
Hey, can't be fashionable without taking a few risks, right? Well, Meg sure thinks so, especially when her job hunting isn't exactly panning out.
No thanks. Oh, nuts. Young lady, what's the little guy's name? I can't send an unwed teenage mother out on the street without a job.
Stewie. My son's name is Stewie.
To be fair, she did try getting the job the honest way at first. Eventually, what started as a part-time job, gotten under false pretenses, turns into a total con job.
What a precious little boy. That's my, son. But you're just a baby yourself. Henry, give the little skank a nice tip. $20.
She's clearly getting some extra change off this grift, so she doubles down, turning Stewie into her money-making machine. Stewie, on the other hand, couldn't care less, as long as he's fed a lifetime supply of delicious pancakes.
Here, honey. What's this? Blueberries. Oh my God. Oh, that's better than
If the pancakes are that good, I reckon it's not a bad deal, actually. Either way, the grift falls apart when a concerned social worker overhears Meg's lies and immediately calls in the cavalry.
Hi, little fella. Is Meg Griffin here?
No, she's not.
Probably out scoring more rock. Sandy Belfort, Child Services. We're placing this baby in a foster home.
What follows is absolute chaos. Stewie gets taken away, Lois is confused as hell, and Peter is exactly as helpful as he always is. All because Meg wanted to score tips to buy a purse. A purse, people.
A woman from Child Services came and took Stewie. She said we fed him dog food.
Dog food, huh?
Meg, is that a real Prada bag?
I guess the devil really does wear Prada. This kind of stunt would land Meg with at least 9 counts of fraud, meaning 9 years in prison with a $9,000 fine. It's a pity she's not going to be able to rock her Prada bag on the inside. A rap sheet is never complete without a little theft mixed in there. In the episode The Heartbreak Dog, Meg and Chris go full-on Bonnie and Clyde, but instead of robbing banks, they're targeting a local nursing home. Hey, why steal from people who can actually chase you back when you can raid an old lady's drawer?
I'm Meg, your new student volunteer.
Oh, you must be my new student volunteer.
I just said that.
I guess it's hard to feel guilty when the old lady in question is the opposite of a bag of laughs. Granny does not pull her punches, like, at all.
You strike me as someone who's never going to get married, that's for sure. Now get me my itch cream.
And cue the petty revenge. Meg spots a shiny brooch in one woman's drawer, and the wheels in her head start a-turning. Why just tolerate mean old people when you can rob them?
Here's your cream. See you Thursday.
And you'd think she'd stop there, but nope. Meg catches the thieving eye. You know the one I'm talking about, and goes on a mini crime spree until Chris stumbles in on her escapades.
Hey, what's all this stuff?
Stuff I stole from the old folks' home, but you should see how they treat me.
Meg, that's no excuse. Oh my God, is that someone else's glasses? This is awesome. I want in.
For a brief moment, you also think, finally, the voice of reason, but bro's just looking to cash in too. Griffins in a nutshell. Before long, the sibling duo are sneaking into rooms, snatching every shiny, valuable thing in sight. Watches, necklaces, knickknacks. For a moment, the siblings are living the high life, but the guilt eventually starts to creep in. And it's not hard to imagine why. I mean, it's hard to flex when your stolen goods smell like Ben Gay and menthol rub. They decide to return everything, thinking this noble act will erase their crimes. Spoiler alert, it doesn't.
Okay, we ditched the stuff in the day room, and then I'm done with my volunteer hours, and we never come back here again.
Look at you two, stealing from the elderly.
Listen, we're very sorry we stole from you, but you have it all back now, so we cool, right?
No, Meg, that's not how stealing works. You don't just go return the stuff and go off scot-free. Let's face it, getting to do extra boring chores for the elderly is not punishment enough for Chris and Meg. Realistically, they'd be looking at 10 years in prison and fines of up to $10,000. Meg's prone to carelessly falling in love, but she takes things to another creepy level on Halloween, and And no, I'm not talking about Romance with a Monster or anything like that. I'm talking about 7 Minutes in Heaven with your blood brother. Meg is getting ready for her first high school Halloween party with her girlfriend, so there's a lot to be excited about.
I'm going to my first big high school Halloween party.
That's nice. What are you dressed as?
I'm a slutty cat. I'll be back late. Don't wait up.
Clearly, they don't have much going for them in looks, so they've decided the best way to score some action is by wearing masks.
My cousin went to a Halloween party and made out with a guy, and she's hideous. How'd your cousin do it? She wore a mask. If we wear our masks and we don't take them off for the whole party, we'll have a better chance of hooking up.
I think we look hot.
Totally hot.
Ugly
I'll admit their plan is actually kind of clever. A+ for street smarts. So the master plan got them into the party easily enough, and they even got invited to play Spin the Bottle. It's all fun and games until it's her turn, and the bottle points to some rando in an Optimus Prime costume. I don't know about Scarlett Johansson, but you know what? I guess a mask does cover a lot. Anyway, not that Optimus Prime here seemed to care, because they were going at it way longer than 7 minutes. Long enough for a crowd to gather by the door ready to burst it open. But what they saw inside that closet, they could not unsee.
You guys, oh my God. Chris?
Meg?
Oh, we did so much!
I honestly doubt the planet has enough bleach to cleanse that sight from my memories or the kids who had to see it firsthand. You know what? I don't want to know. Okay, I kind of want to know. It can't be just me, right? Clearly everyone's been thinking about how close the Griffin siblings have always been. Like that one time they were caught almost kissing. Or that time they had a bath together.
Chris, our bath is ready.
I don't know what to do now.
This time, they took it much further. For something this heinous, Meg would be in so much trouble she'd think twice about ever kissing a guy ever again. Incest is pretty up there on the list of serious criminal offenses in most states. Penalties may vary, but Meg could be looking at about 10 years behind bars and a fine of $10,000.
Kevin Gates is screwed.
Quick question, would you watch a corno with Meg in it? Have you already? Well, no matter what you think or have done, that did not stop her from making one. It all started when a new bully transferred to Meg's school. You know, the kind of bully you just want to avoid, like the plague. But Meg's luck is so frickin' bad, she ticks him off in the worst way possible. Hissed is an understatement for sure, and I can't blame the bully. Do you know how hard it is to get stains out of denim? So Meg is forced into a future indefinitely one-sided butt kicking, and she comes up with a drastic way to get out of the fight.
I figured out how to get out of this fight. All I have to do is get expelled. That tape I released should be everywhere by now.
You gotta give it to her, though. Getting expelled is some outside-of-the-box thinking. Keep your clothes on! And for the life of me, I can't figure out what's more obscene, Meg abusing a couple of innocent sausages or her first and hopefully only viewer. Does Stewie count as a viewer? He's a maniacal baby. I sure hope not. Would it shock you to hear that the Federal Communications Commission had major issues with Meg's escapades in this episode? And for good reason as well. Bad underage corn is still underage corn. And Meg's likely to face 15 years in prison. This is one criminal record you definitely don't want to have. If anyone's gonna go down for blackmailing, you'd think it'd be Stewie, right? Well, turns out Meg is a lot more devious than she looks. When she catches Chris swiping money from their mom's purse, Meg becomes the worst sister ever.
I won't tell Mom and Dad about the money if you promise to do whatever I say. I mean it, Chris.
Okay, I'll do whatever you want.
At first, Meg's demands are pretty tame, making Chris do her homework, clean her room, you know, sibling stuff. But soon her requests take a pretty weird turn.
Now you have to watch An Officer and a Gentleman with me. At the end, when Richard Gere carries Deborah Winger out of the paper mill.
That's gonna be you someday, Meg.
I know it will.
Yeah, disturbing as that was, believe it or not, it got worse. Downright devious.
I stood outside Planned Parenthood for 36 hours, and here are the pictures of every girl in your class who went in.
Now I want you to call them as if you're their dead baby.
What do you think she wanted with those photos? Probably more people to blackmail? And she probably would have gotten away with it too if that meddling Chris hadn't pulled a runaway from home stunt. You know, if Meg had played her cards right, she could have climbed the social ranking at school with the dirt that she had on everyone. Too bad the law's not so big on blackmail. She'd be looking at up to 15 years in prison and a fine of $25,000. And making her brother spy on people borders on criminal stalking, which is an extra 5 years in prison. When you're as not so easy on the eyes as Meg, love can be quite difficult to find. So it makes sense why she'd latch on to just about anyone that shows her a sliver of affection. And her next victim of unrequited love is...
Drop it, creepo.
Freezerino, Paul Sorvino.
Yep, Joe Swanson. Must be real slim pickings and quahog, huh? It all starts innocently enough with Meg stopping by to check in on Joe and baby Susie while Bonnie's out of town. Joe, being Joe, shows Meg the kind of basic human decency that she's never received from her family, but for Meg, bless her lonely soul, somehow that's translated to them being soulmates.
I don't mind being seen with you.
You don't?
Of course not.
Wow.
Hey, who's that? Your boyfriend?
Yeah, that's my boyfriend.
Can anyone really be this dilute? Yes, a lot of people can be this delulu, myself included. Meg definitely can as well, because she kicks things up a notch. If she's gonna catch herself a Swanson, she's gotta dress the part, right?
What's with the getup?
I just wanted to look sexy for Susie. How are your eggs, Joe? If he doesn't say anything about me calling him Joe, that means we're truly in love.
They're delicious, Meg. Thanks.
You're welcome, Joe.
I should have said something.
Absolutely stunning mental gymnastics there, Meg. Can we get an instant replay? Anyway, they're totally married in her head now, so she pushes her crazy up one more notch.
Hi, honey.
Is that Bonnie's dress?
Oh, yeah. Susie spit up on me, and I didn't want to go all the way home, so I just threw this on. I hope that's okay.
If there was one thing Meg didn't count on, it was the original Mrs. Swanson coming back for some reason. Determined to keep Bonnie out of the picture, though, Meg does something so dastardly it would make Stewie proud.
Ma'am, is this your bag? Ma'am, this bag contains a concealed weapon. I'm gonna have to place you under arrest.
You gotta appreciate the tenacity, though. Meg basically traveled all the way to Maine by road just to plant a gun in Bonnie's luggage. With Bonnie conveniently out of the way and rotting in an airport jail, Meg doesn't waste a single second becoming the new Mrs. Swanson. That very night, she takes her crazy off the deep end, and viewers' discretion most certainly advised.
Oh, great. Now you've upset the baby.
Oh, God! Oh!
Poor baby Susie had to be the one to suffer the trauma. The 20 years Meg could be facing behind bars for framing Bonnie does not seem nearly enough. Justice for baby Susie. So far, things are looking pretty grim for Meg Griffin. She's already waist deep in crimes and looking at 79 years and 6 months in prison, not to mention her whopping $55,000 in fines, all before she's even left high school. And here's the thing, guys, she's committed way more twisted crimes than these. Yeah, it only gets worse for the criminal teen here. I will not accept dog slander in this house. There's no arguing that dogs are man's best friend. But are they women's best friend as well? Well, we find out in the episode of Barely Legal, great title by the way, where Meg decided to take puppy love way too literally and ended up stalking Brian. So it's prom season and everyone's getting ready to get their dance on, except for Meg, for obvious reasons. No one wants to go with her.
Hi, Jimmy. I heard you didn't have a date to the dance, and I was wondering if you'd like to go with me.
Hang on. I'd love to go, Meg, but I have to go to my little brother's funeral that night.
Yikes, that's just cold. I'm not just talking about the murder. Anyway, Brian, bless his unfortunate heart, agrees to go to the dance with Meg out of pity. Well, agrees is a bit of a stretch, to be honest, but anyway. Now to Meg, this isn't just prom night to her. It's the beginning of her very own rom-com. One that Brian couldn't wait to be over.
Yes, she is. Brian, I present to you your polished turd for the evening.
How do I look, Brian?
You sure do, Meg.
Poor dude's just trying his best to make it through the night. Meanwhile, Meg is living her dream date moment with a level of intensity that could set off a fire alarm. What follows are some pretty cringe attempts at romance from Meg. She even goes as far as introducing Brian as her boyfriend to all of her friends, and that's when he decides enough is enough.
You and I are friends, and that's the way it needs to stay. Besides, I have a girlfriend. I'm dating Jillian.
I understand.
Good.
Good on you for setting boundaries, Brian. Not your fault Meg goes crazy, and I do mean crazy. Things turn stalkery real quick. Oh, but dear viewer, it is not in there at all. She kidnaps Brian, claiming it's the only way to make him see how perfect they are for each other.
Are you ready?
For what?
We're gonna have fun tonight.
Listen, Meg, I'm not gonna lie to you here. I'm a little uncomfortable.
Talk about desperate. Thankfully, before she could scar Brian and in turn everyone in the audience for life, the cops show up. What she got in the end was a good talking to, not even close to a slap on the wrist. But realistically, that's a hot 10K in fines or 5 years in prison. Even both. And for kidnapping Brian, that's another 20 years and a 10K fine on top of that. No dog is worth that amount of jail time, especially Brian. If you guessed the next crime on the list was gonna be because of Meg's sad, misguided love life, then you guessed correctly. As per usual, Meg's love life goes from, let's say, awkward to non-existent to outright illegal when she falls for the wrong guy. And by wrong guy, I mean a literal convict. Well, at least she finally found someone that actually likes her. Go Meg! 3 years quickly turns to 3 hours because Luke escapes prison and shows up at Meg's window. Now, most people would immediately call the cops here and let the authorities handle the situation, but not the Megster. No, she decides to hide Luke in her room because nothing says forever in love like risking federal charges for a guy whose last name you don't know.
Get in here before somebody sees you.
Oh, Meg, I've wanted to do that for so long, and it's nice to be in front of someone for a change.
Yeah, I gotta love that prison humor. It doesn't take too long for the grown man hiding in her room to get found, but Meg is in love and refuses to turn him in. For someone who just pulled a Tai lung and escaped a prison full of guards, Luke couldn't do much against a single policeman in a wheelchair. Just saying. Anyway, Meg's actions could land her in some serious hot water. I'm talking about felony type of hot water. She's looking at 5 years in prison and a fine of $1,000. But here's the lovely part. For once, Meg doesn't just get a slap on the wrist in the usual Family Guy fashion. Oh no, instead, it's time for her to face the music.
You're under arrest for harboring an escaped convict.
That's only fair because after all, I did hide him from the— What?
Justice 1, Meg 0. Believe it or not, Meg's next crime comes right after she's released from prison. She comes back home after 3 months with a complete personality overhaul. Guess it's true what they say. Being on the inside really changes a person.
I'm home. You're all my now.
Okay. Gone is the awkward teenager we all know and sometimes pity. Instead, we get Prison Meg, a no-nonsense, hard-hitting, absolute tyrant, and my favorite character in the show, personally. At school, it's the same story. Meg isn't just feared, she's untouchable. She doesn't hesitate to smash teeth in or dish out brutal threats to anyone who so much as looks at her funny. Apparently, one of her old bullies didn't get the memo, though.
Hey, Meg, are you gonna take those soda cans to the Shaw Skank Redemption Center?
Nah, those kids had it coming. You don't roll up on a juvie ex-con like that and not get canned. Meg decides she's done with her family and school. If she's gonna be the worst she can ever be, she needs to skip town. Needless to say, her methods of doing so are very extreme. But before she skips town to China, she needed some cash, and heaven forbid she makes some honest, hard-working, living.
Can I help you?
Hands in the air, Goldman. Give me your money.
Just take this job for the leukemia kids. I don't give it to them anyhow.
Being a business owner is never easy these days, what with the economy and being held up by tattooed teenagers and all that. Good thing Brian was there to talk her out of it. Assaulting and battering your family and schoolmates is obviously a criminal offense, and it carries up to 1 year in jail and a $1,000 fine. Multiply that by 5 kids and 1 Peter, and we've got 6 years and $6K. Armed robbery, on the other hand, would net her another 30 years behind bars. And let's not forget that she's the new boss of the household now. While Peter and Lois are clearly too scared to press charges, her constant use of threats and intimidation could land her with domestic violence charges, extending her prison time by another year. With Meg's, turbulent love life, it was only a matter of time before her questionable decisions pushed her beyond cringeworthy to legally and morally horrifying. Meg falls head over heels for Kent this time, the dreamy new jock at school. What else is new?
There he is. The reason my bedpost is so shiny.
Just ask him out already. The worst that could happen is he says no.
Of course he'll say no.
Don't be fooled, kids. There are far worse things than being told no. But Meg doesn't seem to mind, not when she's already having weird fantasies about the poor boy.
Kent, what are we gonna do? With the Earth destroyed, we're the only 2 humans left.
It looks like we need to start repopulating.
I think she's choking. Should we wake her up?
Holy frick, what is it with this girl and abusing sausages? Meg finally musters the courage to ask him out, and he agrees. I know, I was shocked too. You think I'm lying, see for yourself. I was starting to think Kent might be a bit of a freak, but then things take an unfortunate turn.
That was fun. We should hang out again sometime.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh my God, I thought you wanted—
I didn't think this was a date.
Oh my God!
Massive oof moment. Turns out Kent was hanging out with her to get to someone else. Yup, he's into Chris. Not entirely sure if that's an upgrade or not. Now we all know Meg isn't one to take no for an answer, especially in the matters of the heart, so you can probably already guess where this is going.
I've been going to high school with him for 3 years, and I always assumed he was straight.
He's probably still figuring things out. Hang in there.
I'll help him figure out that he's straight.
Now a normal person might cut their losses, cry into a pint of ice ice cream and move on, but not Meg. She's all that ice cream. Instead, she devises a truly unhinged plan of cringe proportions. Would you believe me if I said Chris was not into this plan at all?
Chris, please just sleep with Kent and then tell me all about it.
Forget it, Meg. I'm not Derek Jeter. I like girls.
So Meg devised some other means of getting him to see things her way. Her weapon of choice? Knockout drugs, aka roofies, aka don't try this at home drugs. And there's just one person who'd have enough stock to put half of Quahog to bed.
Hi, Mr. Quagmire. I was wondering if I could borrow some roofies?
Oh, sure. Just a sec. Pretty big pill for such a little girl.
Yeah, I know. But I asked someone to do me a favor, and they're not too keen on doing it.
Seeing anyone special these days?
Yay, obviously, right?
Right, of course, yeah. Good luck with everything, and call me if you get arrested.
He's very evil. So if you haven't figured it out by now, Meg's brilliant idea was to spike her own brother's drink and let Kent have his way with him. A snooze juicer, huh? Weird, but who am I to kink shame? So much shame for what she's about to do here, so much shame. Luckily, Meg has one of her rare moments of self-awareness, and she realizes just how insane her plan is. Oh, did ya? She pulls the plug before it can actually happen, which honestly is the bare minimum here. And even she knows that she's hit rock bottom.
I was kind of gonna roofie you.
What is wrong with you?
I lied when I told you that Chris wanted to sleep with you.
I don't need your apologies. I can see now that you're a complete psycho.
Attempting to spike someone's drink, even if the plan was never carried out, is considered a serious crime. Meg could face charges for attempting to commit sexual assault, which carries up to 20 years in prison. Meg's life is anything but good on a normal day, and it gets even worse after contracting a serious case of mumps. On the bright side, it buys her a few days off of school. On the downside, she gets to stay with her sucky family.
Well, Meg has the mumps all right. How is it she was never immunized?
Well, it was 1992, and I couldn't be bothered with anything that didn't involve Dan Cortez.
Well, at least she gets a TV in her room. And as usual, I spoke too soon. A TV with only one channel is worse than no TV. Except when Meg discovers this one channel.
Finally.
Up next, Kirk Cameron.
Ooh.
To talk about God.
Ow.
I'm gonna tell you why God will always be there for you.
No thanks.
Are you lonely, unappreciated, not totally happy with your physical appearance?
Go on.
So Meg's stuck in a bed with a TV with just the religion channel, and cue her discovering Jesus. At first, it seems like a harmless phase, but this isn't just some spiritual awakening. When Meg finds out that Brian is an atheist, she outs him to the entire town, and Quahog quickly turns into an evangelical mob, ready to cast the first stone at Brian for not believing in God. Trashing his car may have seemed bad, but the real damage comes when the liquor stores ban Brian for being a pagan. Feeling isolated and severely alcohol deprived, Brian decides to make peace with Meg. What's a few hallelujahs and amens if it means he gets to drown himself in alcohol?
Thanks for setting everyone straight, Meg. I feel the warm, healing liquid presence of God's genuine, cold-filtered grace.
Unfortunately for Brian, this is Meg we're talking about, and she tends to take things a little bit too far. Yep, she takes him to a good old-fashioned book burning because nothing screams spiritual enlightenment than destroying literature. By the end of the episode, Brian makes her see the light in a different sense, and she moves on. Good luck moving on from this arson charge, though. Arson's a pretty serious crime in Rhode Island, and she's looking up to 20 years in prison. We all knew it was a matter of time before sexual harassment came up on this long list of devious deeds Meg's committed. This crime starts with a sprinkle of Stockholm Syndrome, a lot of inappropriate behavior, and ends with a lawsuit. I don't mean to shame her, but
we need to grease her up so she doesn't get stuck. Everybody spit on Meg!
Stop! Stop! You got out!
The chaos begins when 3 burglars break into the Griffin house. Naturally, Peter is too chicken to take on all 3 at once, so they hole up in a bunker. But there's one teeny-weeny little problem.
These monitors are for watching the house. See, there's Stewie's room, Chris's room.
Peter, there's no phone in here. How are we gonna call the police?
Oh my God, we're all gonna die!
Why would anyone build a bunker with no food or telephone, you ask? This is Peter Griffin we're talking about. Do you need an answer to that? That is the answer. So the family does the most logical thing. They send Meg down to danger to get help. After all, ugly equals expendable, right? Obviously, getting help should have been Meg's top priority, but hear me out here. You can't panic on an empty stomach. Anyway, the burglars capture Meg, hoping that they'd be able to lure out the rest of the family, and boy oh boy do they underestimate how useless of a hostage Meg is.
I think they're making a sign to tell us something.
We have your son.
Meg's our daughter.
As if being mistaken for a boy wasn't enough, Meg is abandoned by her family who'd rather die in the bunker than save their son. I mean, daughter. See, now I'm doing it. But here's the twist. Instead of being terrified like any normal person would, Meg takes this opportunity to shoot her shot.
She asked if we were gonna have our way with her. Ew. No sale.
Come on, I'm pretty.
Are you okay? Yeah, I was so scared.
That guy might be a criminal, but I still feel for him. I wouldn't wish Meg upon my worst enemy. After her relentless, unwanted advances, the robbers file a sexual harassment charge against Meg. Yes, her hostage takers decide that they've had enough and want to take her to court. You know what? I bet the burglars turned themselves in just to get away from Meg. But what's alarming is Meg's family's reaction to her being arrested.
Help, Dad! Have fun at the dance, Meg. I hope she does. That kid really deserves it.
Meg could be looking at 20 years and a fine of $10,000 if found guilty, which she definitely will, because I doubt her parents are gonna bother getting a good lawyer at all. And now for the creme de la creme of crimes. This one's bad enough to send Meg away for life, spoiler alert. And it all started with a tweet. See, Brian resurrects his old Twitter account after who knows how many years of inactivity, but there's one problem. He has no idea how toxic and easy to offend the platform has become. Brian's tweet goes viral in the worst way. In a matter of minutes, an angry mob is waiting for him outside the theater. Worst part of all this is that the entire Griffin family suffers the consequences of Brian's tweet, and they soon become pariahs.
Hey, Kurt. Kurt, come on, it's me, Lunchtime Lois.
Brian was just making a joke.
I told you about Brian.
Come on, he deleted his tweet.
But here's where things get heated up. Meg and Chris, who were just trying to get some lunch in the cafeteria, get jumped by a mob of students looking to start some trouble. But Chris wasn't taking any disrespect from none of them. And that is where everything goes from zero to totally epic real quick. Meg and Chris might have been outnumbered, but that just means more souls for the underworld. They decimated the entire mob of students in what is hands down the best action sequence in Family Guy history. It's chaotic, it's beautiful, it's a total mess! A frickin' masterpiece! By the time the dust settles, bodies are mangled, blood everywhere, hardly any appetite left for food at all. Now, you don't get to slaughter the entire school body and walk free. Big shocker, I know. We're looking at some serious prison time. The punishment for murder is life, and the possibility of parole is after 30 years. And looking at all those bodies, I'd say killing all her schoolmates will net Meg 600 years behind bars for mass murder. Add that to the rest of her sentence, and Meg Griffin is looking at fines of up to $92,000 and a total prison sentence of 806 years and 6 months.
806 years? Better not drop the soap or the loofah in the female's case.
From failed get-rich-quick schemes to disastrously misguided activism, these moments prove that for every good idea Brian has, there are about 10 bad ones. Let's jump right in and start the countdown with a brainy plan that went very, very dumb.
We gotta write that down. Disastrously.
Kicking off our countdown with a Family Guy episode, The Wolf of Wall Street. No, not the Leo DiCaprio version. We're not that lucky. This one involves Brian's brief stint as a stockbroker, which goes down the drain the moment he starts thinking he's the next financial genius, smarter than the entire market, or maybe even the whole world. The episode begins with Brian coming across Stewie's own treasure trove of grocery store rides because he's sick of waiting for his turn. Let's just not tell him about the power bill he's going to be handed next week. Once he realizes those horses need electricity to function as well. Brian is obviously curious as to how Stewie could afford all those horses, because if you weren't paying attention, he's a literal infant.
How do you possibly have the money for this type of stuff? Well, I'll tell you, but only on one condition. Fine, never mind then. Investing!
Brian rolls his eyes harder than a roulette wheel, because he's skeptical as soon as he hears the word investing.
I don't know, Stewie. If you ask me, the stock market's just a rigged game where the top 1% make out like bandits and regular people get hurt.
But that skepticism lasts about as long as Brian's last novel. After a minor car accident with Consuela, Stewie makes an offer Brian can't refuse. If Brian hands over $100 for the stock market, Stewie promises to handle the fender bender mess. Now, any sane person would laugh at a baby asking for stock money, but this is Stewie we're talking about. The same kid who built a time machine out of spare parts.
Tell you what, give me $100 to put in the stock market, and I'll take care of it. The market? Brian, you won't lose your money, I promise.
As expected, Stewie comes back strapped with more profit than 90% of the users on Wall Street bets. He even offers to teach Brian his methods on one condition, that he teaches him gymkata, which is the abomination child between gymnastics and karate. Yes, that's right. Gymnastics meets karate in a weird ninja beating mashup that no one asked for, but Stewie's choice of costume could do better.
Well, here, let me help you get it off. No, I pooped.
Oh.
I pooped.
Fast forward, and Brian is hooked to his screen looking at graphs all day long, but he's promised himself he won't fall down the same pit every Wall Street broker does, and stick to his ideals until Stewie comes up with an offer he's willing to drop everything for.
I'm gonna rent a Ferrari and cruise the pier. You want in? Well, cancer's not going anywhere.
They end up being so successful that they're able to do stupid shit, like renting submarines to play pranks on unsuspecting people. But maybe, just maybe, they should have researched more instead of jumping straight into it, because this can happen.
It hurts.
It's just a prank,
Why
bro,
did I
right?
feel that?
No? After dragging Stewie out of the shadiest place possible, Brian tells him about this exciting new Asian company he came across that makes protein
That one
shakes
hurt, man.
with ingredients in Korean, which should have immediately told him everything they needed to know, but no. They had to see it for themselves.
Brian? I think I know why it's so cheap. They're made of dog meat.
Of course, Stewie wants to bail, but Brian's got profit on his mind.
But delicious with Lori's seasoning salt and slathered with honey mustard, though. If you're from the hood, anything can be delicious. Ask ramen noodles.
Meet the company's CEO, and this is where it goes from bad to, Brian, why are you like this?
Sorry, Stewie. Wall Street is a people-eat-dog world. Everyone knows that.
Brian has to smell a rag that smells like bad decisions and chloroform. But Brian sniffs it like a fine wine. Next thing you know, he's waking up in a cell with the rest of the dogs waiting to be turned into slop for Sam Sulek.
Well, I guess Stewie's my only hope now.
Bad decisions.
I can't believe I might die like this.
Just when it seems like Brian's about to end up as mystery meat, Stewie charges in with his gymkata skills, taking down guards who, for some reason, only know how to run directly into his conveniently placed gymnastics equipment. They make it home safe, but Brian, ever the expert at dodging accountability, tries to pin his failures on the evils of Wall Street.
I am so sorry I became such a jerk. But I guess I learned my lesson about the evils of Wall Street.
Yeah, no, Brian. This is all on you. Next up is that episode, Catfight, where Brian schemed to shut down Quagmire's Cat's Cafe turns into a bigger mess than he bargained for, with both Brian and Quagmire ending up as the biggest losers. It all kicks off at the Drunken Clam, where Quagmire proudly announces his new venture, a cat's cafe, right in the heart of Quahog. The idea? Use cats to lure every woman in town. It's a classic Quagmire plan, combining his two favorite things, ladies and, well, furry creatures. Even Joe's into it.
It's like a coffee shop, except one where lots of cats live and roam.
He thinks the cat cafe? It sounds like a great idea.
Well, Joe should have thought harder because he clearly forgot something really important before stepping into a place full of cats in every corner.
I'm realizing I may have a cat allergy.
Meanwhile, Brian soon discovers this feline-filled paradise, and he's not amused. Neither are the cafe's furry patrons. It's Brian versus the cats in a classic Mexican standoff. Lots of hissing, glaring, and unnecessary bleeps.
Hey, shut up! Don't look at me!
Brian is pissed off at Quagmire for opening up a place full of his natural enemies right next to his favorite bar, and he's not having any of it. Quagmire doesn't care about his concerns, and so Brian has to turn into the ultimate Karen and destroy his business himself.
Fine, but I'm about to become your worst nightmare.
Armed with a microphone, Brian goes on a crusade against Quagmire's establishment and tries his best to scare away any potential
What a
customers.
hater.
His points are well made, but terrorist cats? Now that's just too far-fetched. Don't you think, Brian?
Also, Persian cats? Let's call them what they are.
Iranian cats. This entire operation needs to be shut down.
Shockingly, Brian's smear campaign actually works. The town cracks down, shutting Quagmire's cafe and banning all pets from public establishments. Brian, feeling smug as ever, is on top of the world. Until reality comes crashing down like a piano in Looney Tunes.
Well, apparently due to some recent public health concerns, the city has said that no animals of any kind are allowed in any public establishment.
What?
Yeah, well, that went well. Brian? Stewie, sensing Brian's misery, offers a bit of help. Well, help might be too strong of a word. It doesn't seem like he's getting any work done, especially with the seating situation and everything.
Brian, look at my jump! Look at my jump!
Brian starts losing his marbles over not being able to go anywhere at all until Stewie finds a solution for him. He can just be his emotional support animal. Not sure why anyone would choose Brian for that role unless they want to feel really bad. Anyways, when Stewie doesn't seem to be getting the emotional support part of the deal, he takes off, leaving Brian stranded again. Meanwhile, over in Quagmire's world, without the cafe, he's stuck playing Cat Lady 2.0 with a growing population of cats he definitely didn't sign up for.
Okay, who's ready for some breakfast? Oh crap, another one died. Hey, stop eating her!
Oh man, the chaos reaches its peak when Brian walks in on Quagmire in the middle of a bonfire ceremony for his dearly departed cats. Naturally, this is followed by a classic Family Guy fistfight, complete with all the gory details you'd expect. But in the end, something miraculous happens. Maybe it's the smell of burnt cat hair in the air, or maybe they're just tired of punching each other. But Brian and Quagmire decide to call a truce.
Quagmire, I'm here for you, for emotional support.
And that's how the Great Quahog Cat Cafe War ends, with no winners, only losers, and a lot of regrettable choices. So, next time you think about ruining someone else's business, maybe don't go full Brian about it. At number 8 is the episode where Brian's confidence turns to dust as he offers to take the SATs for Meg, but then realizes that there's more to exams than regurgitating whatever comes to your mind. It all starts with Meg, who's completely freaking out about her upcoming SATs. Her practice scores are in the toilet, and she's desperate for help. Naturally, she turns to her loving family for support. Big mistake.
You're in high school, sweetie. You should be much more concerned about your weight than your SAT scores.
That's really supportive of you, Lois. Good job. With the SATs right around the corner, she's running out of time and options, and in a last-ditch effort, her friends come up with the classic high school cheat. Have someone else take the test for her. And who better than the dog who can't go 5 minutes without reminding everyone how much smarter he is?
You know how I've always loved your novel, Faster Than the Speed of Love?
Okay, what's this? She's peanut buttering you up for something.
Against all logic, Brian agrees. Armed with nothing but Meg's hat, he's somehow totally incognito at the SAT testing center, because apparently no one really looks at Meg.
Hey, Meg.
Hi, Meg.
Hey, how's it going?
As the test is about to start, Brian, or should I say Meg, gets some well-needed encouragement from her father, and it's the kind that'll take him ages to forget.
For luck, Meg. We're all rooting for you.
Fast forward to the big reveal, and drum roll please. Meg's SAT score comes back.
Brian, that's 1,000 out of a possible 2,400. That's the worst score in my class.
And that's enough to knock the wind out of Brian's sails. Now he's just like the rest of the Griffins, and they can't stop rubbing it in his face, which should be expected after all that sass he had earlier. Peter eventually feels bad for him and tries making him feel better about his now confirmed dumbness.
Now, look, don't feel bad, Brian. It's fun being stupid. You don't gotta worry about nothing, you don't gotta read books, and you never die.
Not sure about the last part there, Peter. Peter tries to get Brian to look on the bright side of being less intelligent, and together, they do lowbrow activities like watching a demolition derby and visiting Orlando, Florida.
Look at you, Brian. Right at home with us dumb guys.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to comment, like, and or subscribe. It's your boy BlastphamousHD. Twisms.